All right. Here we are again. Welcome back, you guys, to the cafe. Great to see those of you that are here again. Guys, please make sure to hit that like button and share this out if you will. Today, guys, we're going to try to continue with what we started with yesterday, what we were trying to do yesterday, but I had some technical issues and I had some distractions going on, and then I had a big technical issue with the stream just shutting itself off. Sorry about that. So we're going to try to pick that up and do what we were supposed to do with it today. Little forewarning up front. This could end up having a little bit of drama involved, and I'll explain that here shortly. Other than that, guys, let's get this show on the road. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the cafe. It's great to be here with you all again. First and foremost, my apologies for the way that the stream ended yesterday. I still don't understand what was happening. StreamYard has their own little glitch issues here and there from time to time. So there was that. That was one thing. I'll just leave it at that for that. I also I wasn't very active with you guys during that part of it that we were here. I had a lot of distractions going on beforehand throughout that. Plus, I was trying to find something that was driving me nuts I couldn't find. So throw all that together, and the fact that I'm not very good at multitasking, that there's the main issue. Okay. So again, sorry, Walt, we fixed that scenario. SRB is here. Let me make sure she's right. Nope, she's good. Okay, we're good. Everybody's right. Yeah, there's been some weird technical things going on with StreamYard itself. I don't know what it is, but we'll work through it like we always do. No big deal. Like I said in the very intro, there's this. I'm going to explain some things here just because I feel like I need to, as always. And give you a heads up that it could come off as a little dramatic before we do anything. I do. I'll explain that to you here. So real quick and on a go. I did too, Mama Bear. I had to fix her too. But thank you. I don't know what happened with that. Doesn't make sense either way. Anyway, so let's see who we got here with us real quick before we get rolling on anything. Looks like we got 50 people in here. We got 30 likes. Let's try to make that match so we can get this in that algorithm, guys. Let's see who joined us tonight. Doodlebug, my Doodlebug, the only Doodlebug in the house. Good to see you. SRB, welcome back, dear. Moni in the middle from the UK, all the way from over the pond. Thank you for joining us, Moni. The lovely Miss Wisdom speaks in the house as always. Mama Bear's in chat with us tonight, guys. Good to see you, Mama Bear. The Walt Harris himself is in the house. There's Miss Paula. Good to see you, Miss Paula. Miss Nina's in the house. Morning label, Nina. Good to see you tonight, Nina. Great to have you here. By the way, Miss Paula, we're trying to work on getting you into the Discord itself, too. We're having a little problems with it, so we got to figure that out as well. Choppa's in the house. Good to see you. Steph, not that Steph. Don't side-eye me. Blankenship, hello. Sunshine's in the house. Good to have you here. We always need a little sunshine in our lives, especially nowadays. Mr. Brian, Bry Guy, Rambles in the house. Good to see you, Brian. Thank you for joining us. Hope floats, Miss Bow. Great to see you today. Good to have you all here. Steven's Adventures. Good to see you. Let me see. Miss Brandy B, the OG in the house. Good to see you, Brandy. Good to have you here. All right. Come on down. Josie West, my dear. Good to see you. I hope you're doing okay and you're feeling all right. I'll say it's wonderful to have you here. As always. CZ, welcome back to you and happy Labor Day, as always. FarQ from Down Under. Thank you for joining us today, FarQ. Great to see you. Not changing my name. Hello. Interesting. Okay. Let me see. Green Eye Monsters in the house. Miss Teresa S. Welcome back to you, Teresa. Where are we at here? Naomi B. Always a pleasure. Again, guys, if you can, please hit that like button when you come through that door, if you will. 61 people with 33 likes. Let's catch that up if we can. Heads up for a Brandon something. He's a troll. Okay. Well, thank you for the heads up, Chopper. That is so very much appreciated. Are you in Discord, Paula? No. Okay. We'll make that work, Paula. I promise we will. Discord is kind of a pain in the butt. It's unless you know it real well, it's hard to work, but I'm working on learning it. Okay, let's see here. We'll get Miss Paula rolling in there too. Miss Cynthia IGG Ancestry, welcome. Good to have you here. Yeah, that's fine, Paula. We'll get it working, I promise. Come on, come on, come on. So, unfortunately, Mama Bear, half pint. Hey, it's been a minute. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Unfortunately, Mama Bear won't be up here with me, but that's okay. She's next to me. That's just as good. Let me see. Josie says my infection is gone. My PIC line. Oh, that's so awesome. It's great to hear that, Josie. God bless. I hope you're doing so much better. That's what everybody keeps telling me, Sherry, but I just can't get the hang of it. That's the problem. Great to see you, Half Pint. All right. So, yes, Chopper, I do have ADHD. I guess we're not allowed to just claim that nowadays because people use that for excuses, I guess. So, it is what it is. I've had it my whole life. My son ended up with it too, which is what put him under the spectrum because his is very bad. Very, very, very bad because my wife has it as well. 71 peeps in here. Welcome, everybody. I see any of you lurkers out there. If you will, please hit that like button if you can to get us where we need to be. So that is so very much appreciated. 38 likes and 71 people. Miss Barbara, so wonderful to see you, my dear. I hope you're having a wonderful day and had a wonderful weekend, Miss Barbara. We appreciate you very much. Web Weaver 68, hello. Welcome. Thank you to the Blue Crew for joining me today. You are appreciated very much. Because as always, I couldn't, wouldn't, nor shouldn't ever try to do this without you because you guys make it amazing. Let's see here. Okay. Come on in, Arctic Fox. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Niles Buckman, welcome back. Come on in. I'm just trying to give it a few minutes, guys, before we get rolling on anything. I still can't find anything. We were really digging and looking for this scenario. I don't know if you've seen it, Arctic, but in New Jersey, there were 6 children that went missing out of New Jersey, all within the same area the same day. That's a lot. 6 girls, 6 teenage girls. I'm sorry. That's a whole lot of people, a lot of children in a bad situation. And there's nothing other than a radio station that put it out. I don't understand that. There's no Amber Alerts. There's no nothing. It's crazy. Welcome, Miss Sarah. Good to see you tonight. Thank you for joining us. Great to have you here. So very much appreciative of all of you guys that are here supporting the channel. You guys know it means the world to me. 1 second here, guys. Let me say something. And as always, I see. What do my wondering eyes see? Where did FarQ go? Where you at, FarQ? Are you here? My understanding is that is it really your birthday, Far? Teresa S, good to see you. Yes, Hope. Too many children missing. Crazy Linda, wonderful to see you tonight. Thank you for joining us. You are here. Well, that is amazing. All right, Far. This is for you, Jeffrey. Jeffrey H in the house. Thank you for joining us, Jeff. It's great to see you, brother. Captain Jenks in the house. Wonderful to have you here as well. So, in honor of FarQ's birthday, our friend from down under, I gotta do it the best way I can. Here you go, Fark. This is for you, my dear. 1 second.
Hello there, happy birthday. I know, I'm the happy birthday singer, and today I've been asked to come and sing a special happy birthday song to an Australian. So here you go, Aussie, with a specially requested birthday song just for you. Oh, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, Aussie, happy birthday to you. For you're a jolly good fellow, Aussie's a jolly good fellow, you are a jolly good fellow, and so say all of us, so say all of us, and so say all of us. Aussie's a jolly good fellows, you are a jolly good fellow, Aussie's a jolly good fellows, and so say all of us. Hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray, because it's an Aussie's birthday. So there you go, Australian, a specially requested birthday song from your friends, sang by me, but just for you on your birthday. So you have a great day. You have a lot of fun. And next year, if you're lucky, your friends might send me back again to sing another special happy birthday song to you.
That was handpicked just for you, Far, just so you know. Happy birthday. I hope you had the absolute best day you possibly can. And I hope you have the most amazing year leading up to next year when we can do this with you again. You're amazing. Today is important because it's the day you were created. In turn, you're here with us. That's all that matters. God bless, Far, and have the happiest birthday you can. And everybody, if you will, please wish Far a very happy birthday. And thank you for being part of this community, FarQ. We appreciate you so very much. Um, yes, yes, yes. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Awesome, Paula. That's awesome. That's wonderful. Good. Good, good, good. I'm glad. Welcome, Mystic Butterfly. Good to see you. And thank you. Let's see here. That's awesome. I hope you did. I really hope you did. Like I said, that was handpicked just for you. Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Sherry. Every one of you guys are very important to me and to this whole community. And that's why I try to single you out on the day of your creation to make sure that everybody knows. And that's why you're so important. So thank you all very much for helping to wish her a happy birthday. I watched a thing on ETs, and someone in the know was saying that they are in high demand of beer and children's clothing. Apparently, we make good beer on this planet. That's awesome, Sarah. Thank you. It is great to see you, Miss Cynthia. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh, well, that's wonderful, Far. I hope it did. I'm glad it made you feel good, and that's what matters to me. It really does. I hope you have a great day. I really do. Miss Taylor's in the house. Welcome. Good to see you. All right, all right, all right. All right, guys. So yesterday's stream was supposed to be about basically what has gone on over the weekend in the true crime world. There's always something going on. Always, always, always something going on. So, much to talk about. Welcome, Granny Bassmaster. Good to see you tonight. 90 watchers in the house, guys. 50 likes. Let's see if we can make that happen by hitting that like button and getting us in that rhythm and making YouTube happy. Thank you, Paula. Let's see. Lucia Williamson, welcome back to you. Great to have you here. All right, one moment here. Wonderful to have you here, Mark and Biddy, again from over the pond. Great stuff. Thank you, Paula. All right, guys, let's get this up and rolling. Just hold on a minute here. Something I wanted to put up that I've looked at about a week ago. I was gonna put it out there. There's stuff coming, new stuff coming this week, by the way, guys. I'm gonna be putting up some stuff that Nina had brought to me. We're gonna be looking into, but I have another case that I'm looking at. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with very pretty young lady by the name of Brittany Horn. Okay, I think she actually went by Brittany Horn Duff, but I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's a pretty sad case. I believe she's been missing since 2022, and her family has started reaching out to different people to try to make something happen. It's based out of West Virginia. Let me see something. Let's see here. That's what I'm going to put out. One of the things I'm going to put out for you guys today. But yes, also, we're going to talk about some other stuff real quick. Teresa just threw it out there. Dog the Bounty Hunter. You guys all know who he is. has dropped a secondary reward to add to the 50,000 that the FBI dropped. Another $25,000, you guys. That's $75,000 for any information on the whereabouts or any information whatsoever, and that would lead to finding Sebastian Rogers. $75,000. That's insane. I pray to God that somebody sees that and they come forward with something that can help us to bring Sebastian home. I think you probably did, Arctic. You've covered everybody that goes missing, bro. So you probably did. Yeah, definitely $75,000. I mean, I hope that does make some kind of a difference that makes somebody come forward. I really do. So I wanted to give that information out first. I think somebody just dropped it in chat as well. Hold on here. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Yep, Miss Teresa. Thank you, Miss Teresa. 100, absolutely 100%. $75,000 reward, leading to information to finding Sebastian Rogers, guys. Let's bring this young man home at any cost. Obviously, you know, it's one of the highest rewards I've seen in a missing child's case, really. And I'm just saying, it's important. It's got to happen. It's been enough time. We're at 6 months now, you guys. This young man, it's time. That's all I'm saying. Is it's time for sure. There he is, and that's the new FBI poster again. Wonderful picture they put in there. February 26, 2024, Sebastian Rogers went missing. Sometime after midnight, we're going to say at this point. We don't know for a fact, but that's what we're going to call it because that's what they called it. He's 120 pounds, brown or hazel eyes. Of course, you can tell he's a white young man. Blonde or brown. Blonde, I think I'm going to say dirty dishwater blonde. As you can see, it's different colors in both pictures. 5'5", 120 pounds. He was last seen wearing a long sleeve black shirt that had a print on the front of it that could have been anything between Star Wars, Minecraft, and I can't remember. There was something else. He had on black sweatpants with white stripes on the side. No shoes. He may have had a keychain pin light in his hand as well. That's what we know at this point, guys. 6 months into this, February 26th, 2024, this child went missing, and we've had nothing since. We've had speculation. We've had many, 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 many versions of speculation. Welcome, Miss Zelda. But we don't have Sebastian, okay? And we need to bring this child home, guys. I don't care what happens. We need to bring him home, as we do with all these missing children. They need to come home. So everybody, please cross your fingers, keep Sebastian in your thoughts and prayers, and pray that this reward somehow sparks something or nudges something to get some information out there, or to get him to come forward possibly, or somehow to come home. That's all I'm saying. Thank you again, Teresa, for that, hon. If you guys wouldn't mind, real quick, if you got a quick second to throw those green hearts in chat to show that we support Sebastian, that we are part of Sebastian's army to bring this child home, because we definitely are. Very true, Paula. Very true. Good Lord have mercy. Mama Bear just gifted 5 memberships. Again, guys, get one good look there. That is our Sebastian Rogers. We need to bring him home. 6 months plus, guys. It's that time. Okay. So thank you guys for looking at that and for listening to me say that. I appreciate that very much. All right, Mama Bear. Thank you very much for that. Let's see here. Mama Bear dropped 5 new memberships to the cafe, and it looks like Murky Piglet got one. Miss Kimber got one. Phonetics got one. Cade Crime got one. Lindsay spelled the fun way got one. That's interesting. I like the way that name's interesting. So anyway, congrats to those of you. Welcome back to the sauce if you were there. And if you haven't been yet before, welcome to the sauce. We appreciate you being part of the community. Much love to all of you. And again, Mama Bear, God bless. Thank you very much. All right. Let's see here. From my understanding, Cap, the last hairstyle was the initial picture was from him at Costco. That's what I was told. I could be wrong, but I do believe that's what it was. Thank you again, Mama Bear. We're all thinking about you, Sebastian. God bless you and protect you, young man. Amen to that, brother. Thank you, Jeffrey. You the man. More meatballs into sauce. That's right. Rebecca Ann, 1965. Welcome to the house tonight. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Appreciate you very much. Let's see. I think I got it all. Thank you guys for putting those hearts out there in support of Sebastian. And like I said, I do believe that every one of us in here is all part of that army, Sebastian's army, to bring him home. In Stitch, it's great to see you tonight. Ms. Barbara, number 63, 122 peeps in here with 63 likes. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. You are appreciated. Just like Miss Sherry says, please hit that like button. It don't cost a cent. It don't. It's free. Thank you so much, Miss Sherry. So let's look at this other scenario here I wanted to talk about tonight. One of the things I wanted to talk about. Brittany Horn Duff. Since 2022, she's been missing, guys. It's a long time. Nothing but, and there's not a lot out on this, but again, I'm going to put this out, whatever I can, to get something done so that her name's out there. So let's start with this. Stick around, guys. I may be pulling a few of you guys up here that want to join me up here tonight, just so you know. Oops. And hold on. One moment. What do we got here? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. All right. All right. All right. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like Tomboy gifted a membership there too. Thank you so much, Tomboy. I can't see who got that one right now, but I will figure it out. Whoever did, congratulations and welcome back to the sauce, or welcome to the sauce if you haven't been here yet before. God bless, Tomboy. We appreciate you very much. And again, thank you to all the amazing peeps in the Blue Crew here. We love you. So, on we go.
A year ago, a woman in Mingo County went missing. About a year ago, a woman in Mingo County.
You guys might need to turn this up. This is a little low. I tried turning it up as loud as I could, but might need to.
Went missing. Her brother going as far as searching on his own after he says he wasn't getting any answers from police. And this morning, News Channel 3's Kim Rafferty speaks with him as he just waits for answers.
About a year ago, Brittany Duff went missing. She's from here in Kermit, West Virginia. And last year, I spoke to her brother, Kevin Horn, about his desperate search for his sister. A year later, I'm meeting back up with him.
She is my sister. Best friend sister. It's been a year now, and I don't think we're going to. And
Brittany was first reported missing in June of last year. A year later, and Kevin feels like he is spinning his wheels without any answers.
We need the police to do something. You know, we need answers. Because it's been a year and they've not told us anything.
Even searching on his own.
I have called people. I've not went door to door, knocking on people's doors. I've put out flyers. I have went and rode on ridges. I literally crawled down in a well, like looking for her. I've done everything known to man to find her that I could do.
Kevin is only one part of this family. He is quick to point out Brittany has 4 children who have been without their mom for a year.
They're asking where their mother is. Like they seen the poster of her in the drive-thru, and her son said, "That's mommy." I said, "Yeah, he can read. He's seen it says Missy," and he said, "Where is she?" I was like, we don't know right now, buddy.
Kevin would tell her he loves her and missed her so much.
It's hard because your mind thinks one thing, but your heart's thinking another. And
they all want the same thing, to see Brittany again. I've reached out to state police for an update on their investigation, and they still have not responded. In Kermit, Kim Rafferty, WSAZ News Channel 3.
Now, when we do have that opportunity to talk with state police, one question will be, where does the investigation go from here? Considering the chief investigator was Sergeant Corey Maynard, who passed away in the line of duty.
All right. So that was about a year ago. She's been missing for 2 years now. 1 second, guys. Hey, Sleuthy, good to see you tonight. Let's see here. All right, guys. So thank you, Alicia. Welcome, 12 Gauge. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so this was June 13th of 2024 that this happened, or 2022. I'm sorry, guys. This is Brittany right here. We're in 2024 now. Been too long. So I feel horrible for those poor children. I really do. For them to have to see their mother's missing poster at stores and ask where's mom. That's too much for me. So that's why we're putting this out here, to bring some awareness, to get her face out there, to get her name out there, to make something happen with this. And maybe we'll jar something loose. Web Weaver in the house. Good to see you. Kel, welcome back, dear. Good to have you here tonight. CZ, always a pleasure. Charlie, what's going on? So thank you all, Mystic Butterfly. I see all you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Again, please hit that like button. Annie Ruler, good to see you. Good to have you here, so that we can get this in that algorithm and the whole world can see this like they're supposed to. So let's check it out. Here we go.
2, Brittany Horn Duff left a panicked voicemail on her friend's phone, stating that she was scared and in Louisa, Kentucky on her way home. But Brittany never made it home. It's been 2 years since Brittany vanished. Welcome to Missing in America, the first 24 hours. I'm your host, Christine, and every 2 weeks, I'll be sharing the story of a missing person or a true crime case, either in a narration form, with an interview, or sharing each case in a story format. I'm a certified domestic victim advocate and child advocate with a degree in criminal justice and psychology. After sharing each story, I will give you information about where you can call in with tips, and maybe you can be the one that solves a case. Now, this is not just a story about
Welcome,
a
True
missing
Seeker.
mother of 4, a loving cousin, a best friend, or a brother's sister. This is a story about police corruption within
Welcome,
West
Annette.
Virginia's law enforcement agencies. What I will be discussing has already been published by the media and is no secret to locals, but it is a secret to those outside Kermit. Now, I want to be very clear. I am a huge supporter of law enforcement. My father and my brother were both sheriffs. My degree is in criminal justice. However, this is a story that needs to be shared because the world has not heard it, and Kermit residents, they're too scared to talk. Kermit, West Virginia sits in Mingo County, population 217, according to the census reporter. But when the tiny town formed a United States post office, President Theodore Roosevelt renamed the town Kermit after his son in 1906. Kermit was originally named East Warfield, Lower Burning Creek, and Warfield, West Virginia. While this small town was a thriving coal mining town, it's unfortunately been called ground zero for the opioid epidemic. In fact, the epidemic was so bad in this small town that wholesaler pharmaceutical companies inundated Kermit with more than 12 million hydrocodone tablets between 2007 and 2012. And to put that into perspective, that equals about 30,000 pills for each Kermit resident. Now, stick with me because all of this will make sense regarding Brittany's disappearance. According to The Guardian, pharmaceutical companies actually shipped 30 million opioids to the small little town, which is one of the poorest counties in America. It was so bad that they shipped more narcotic painkillers to Mingo County per head of population than to any other place in the United States. Take it one step further, and hundreds of people would line up outside of an old feed store, waiting for their prescriptions, while groups of doctors would dole out opioid prescriptions, all set up by a federally convicted pimp fresh out of prison. Kermit, West Virginia had become a vulnerable little town. The once booming coal mining town was left to deal with addicted people who desperately needed help, and yet no one came until it was too late. Brittany Horn Duff was born October 29, 1989. Her mother would make her dresses and treated her like a princess. Brittany and her mother had a special bond. She was a fun-loving teenager and everyone liked her. She had a beautiful smile and 4 precious children. On April 22, 2024, a relative of Brittany's posted on a Facebook group, Missing Person Brittany Duff, that law enforcement had used Brittany as a confidential informant. She said that Brittany said that her life was being threatened. Brittany was scared to give up names to law enforcement for fear she would put her family in jeopardy. And the Mingo County Sheriff's Office put out a post stating that they had no missing persons cases and no unsolved homicides, and they listed her disappearance as voluntary. Now, we need to go back in time to 2008 so you can understand the story. Brittany married Clyde Melvin Duff Jr. soon after she graduated from high school. The two would have 4 children, and unfortunately, Brittany and Clyde had a substance abuse problem, like many in Mingo County, ergo the pharmaceutical companies flooding their small town with narcotics. Brittany gave birth to twins, and the children would be placed in the custody of her uncle. Later, the couple would have 2 more children. Having their first set of children taken away, the two did everything they could to provide for their kids, but because of their substance abuse, the two would relinquish their children to her brother. While Brittany struggled with drug addiction, she was also a victim of domestic violence. Brittany had finally had enough and moved in with her mother looking for a new beginning. However, in 2016, Clyde would forcibly enter the home by kicking down the door. He began a verbal altercation with Brittany and ended up shooting Christopher Horn, Duff's brother-in-law, with a black Colt .38 special firearm and sustained a gunshot wound. The altercation took place at a home on Jenny's Creek Road. Duff told officers that a struggle ensued over the gun. While the two struggled for the weapon, Duff pulled out a knife and stabbed Christopher in the chest. Duff then went on to say during a police investigation that the gun went off. Later, officers would interview Brittany, where she would explain that Clyde had engaged with her about custody of their kids prior to Clyde arriving at the scene. Brittany told officers that Clyde had strangled her, pulled her hair, and forced their child out of her hands. Ultimately, Clyde was charged with felony and misdemeanor charges related to burglary, malicious wounding, 3 counts of domestic assault and 3 counts of domestic battery on June 24, 2016. Sadly, 6 years later, Brittany would vanish off the face of the earth. Brittany would go back to live with Duff, and sadly, the abuse would begin again. But when Clyde was sent to prison for theft in 2022, Brittany decided one last time to start fresh. Her father, who had passed away, left her a trailer, and she decided to make it her home. She started having visitation with her children, and life was looking up, but she still wanted more change. She connected with her aunt, who lived out of state, and went to a treatment facility for 5 months. After she completed her treatment, she returned to West Virginia because her children were there. She needed to be close to them. But when Brittany came back to West Virginia and returned to her trailer, she found that it had been burned to the ground. Brittany then moved in with her mother. She told her mom that she really felt someone was out to hurt her. She was frightened, but she didn't tell her mother any more than that. On July 12, 2022, 32-year-old Brittany Horn Duff was last seen leaving a home located at 1561 Jenny's Creek Road in Kermit, West Virginia. Allegedly, she left the house with a tan backpack, wearing blue jean shorts, a pink shirt, Nike shoes with a green neon swoosh, with her hair braided. She was also wearing a gold chain necklace and a bangle bracelet. However, it's also alleged that Brittany was last seen at a home in a holler called Chapman, which is located in Louisa, Kentucky, with a man named Robert. And unfortunately, there's no confirmation she ever left that area. This is all according to Missing in West Virginia Brittany Duff on Facebook. Now, I want to be very clear here because Mr. Robert, not a suspect, he's not a person of interest, nor has he been arrested in relation to our case, to my knowledge. Anyone mentioned in this story is always presumed innocent until proven otherwise. I did contact the Mingo County Police Department for a FOIA request, and my request was declined as I was directed to the West Virginia State Police. I'm still awaiting their response. In 2022, the family had a private investigator named Jeff Lewis take on the case pro bono. He's turned down other cases to dedicate 100% of his time to helping find Brittany. It's unknown if he is still investigating her disappearance. But while Brittany's family struggled for answers, her case was handed off to West Virginia State Police, and this is where the story becomes even creepier, disturbing, and really ominous. First off, West Virginia State Police never conducted any searches for Brittany, and they never followed up on any leads. All this according to a family member on Missing Brittany Duff's Facebook group. Now, if you don't live in West Virginia, you probably haven't heard about the West Virginia State Police scandal. It actually becomes important in Brittany's case. According to WCHS Eyewitness News, Trooper Comer was a whistleblower against the West Virginia State Police due to questionable police behavior. Soon after, the law enforcement agency would be investigated. West Virginia State Police would charge Comer with domestic violence, including strangulation and domestic battery. Allegedly, during a custody swap with a mother of his children, another state trooper, Vicky Mara, which would later be recanted, and ultimately the charges against Corporal Comer would be dropped. The West Virginia State Police sent emails back and forth within the department discussing arresting Comer before his grievance hearing. Emails were exchanged between Captain Staniker, Major Weidmeyer, and Major Finley as they discussed his impending arrest, suggesting even pinging his cell phone to find him. They put out bolos on Comer, getting Comer's license plate tags and checking LPRS, which are license plate readers. Major Finley told the group to be careful. They didn't know his state of mind, and they didn't know what they might encounter. Sergeant Kiefer, the officer they sent to go pick up Comer at almost midnight, was not told about the DVP or the warrant. Sergeant Kiefer was advised by his superiors to tell Corporal Comer to arm himself with his service revolver and then transport him to the Parkersburg detachment. Now, my question is, why would they want to tell Corporal Comer to arm himself when he was an alleged violent felon and they're about to go arrest him 30 minutes later? So, right after midnight, Captain Staniker said in an email that the cell phone ping was denied and they were unable to find Comer. Later that morning, Colonel Cahill responded and said he wanted a chronological timeline and action regarding Trooper Vicky, the mother of Comer's children. In a letter from Huddleston, he said that he was contacted by Trooper Mara from January 9th through January 12th of 2023. In the letter, she accused Trooper Comer of domestic assault, domestic battery, and stated that he was following her, which made her feel uncomfortable. However, West Virginia State Police made no attempt to arrest Trooper Comer until the day before his grievance hearing. Sergeant Huddleston then sent an email to Major Finley stating that if Trooper Comer showed up, they should have something in place. The major agreed and suggested they have everything in place, such as a warrant, serving him with a DVP, and putting him on administrative leave. But their plan was thwarted because Trooper Comer surrendered himself to Jackson County. On February 26, 2023, Sergeant Huddleston sent an email to Major Finley where he references the WCHS eyewitness news piece about them. He states that there must be obstruction of justice by Comer's attorney. Trooper Comer's case regarding the West Virginia State Police actions has been turned over to the FBI. In 2022, Governor Jim Justice launched an investigation into the West Virginia State Police. WCHS Eyewitness News received an anonymous letter from within the police department who did not want to sign the letter due to fear of retaliation. So Eyewitness News started looking into the allegations themselves. And as a side note, I have this letter and I will post that on my YouTube channel for everyone to see. Now, those allegations were misuse of federal and state dollars, using ghost accounts to purchase personal items from the public's money, high-level staff, engaging in inappropriate behavior in state vehicles and office buildings, and illegal overtime practices, which resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars in payments. When Eyewitness News took their findings to Governor Justice, they began an investigation led by Homeland Security. The inspector in charge of the investigation admitted that some of the allegations are true and there are additional wrongdoings not mentioned in the anonymous letter. The West Virginia Senate also became interested in the case and was looking into it in 2022. In 2023, federal investigators began investigating hidden cameras in women's locker rooms, along with a storage container full of footage.
Wow, that's crazy. Real quick here, Park Q just gifted 5 memberships. I can't see who got them. Thank you so very much, Park Q. That's amazing. Whoever did receive them, welcome to the sauce or welcome back to the sauce. God bless, Park Q. We appreciate you and happy birthday. So very much appreciated. God bless. You're okay, Nina.
According to WBOY News, there are 72 new lawsuits of not only hidden cameras in the Junior Trooper Academy in women's locker rooms, but sexual and physical assaults towards women. Now, stay with me because all this ties into Brittany's case. On June 2nd, 2023, Trooper Corey Maynard responded to a shooting in Mingo County on Beach Creek Road.
Well, holy hell, Park Q. You did not have to do it. That. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says, thank you all for the wonderful birthday wishes. Oh, love you all. God bless. Wow, you're so amazing, Park You. It's your birthday. It's your birthday, not ours. But we appreciate you so very much. And God bless you so very much. Seriously. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's so wonderful to have you in this community, and we do appreciate you so very much. Mom said you were an amazing person, and I gotta agree, you really are. So thank you for being part of this family, Park You. Again, we appreciate you even all the way over there down under. So thank you so much. God bless. Wow. Hey JC, good to see you, JC. Great to have you here tonight.
He was ambushed and shot. Sadly, Maynard passed away due to his injuries. Sergeant Maynard? He was the chief investigator for Brittany's
Bless you
case.
too, Park You.
So let me tie this all together so it makes better sense. Because West Virginia State Police have found themselves in the middle of a horrific scandal. All their prior arrests and criminal cases may have to be gone through to see if any convictions were based on any of these state troopers' testimony. If so, those convictions could potentially be overturned. What's worse is Brittany Horn Duff's case was not given the attention it deserved because of the alleged police misconduct and the federal investigations that ensued. Brittany's case was lost and it was ignored. Brittany is 6'1", weighs approximately 130 pounds, has long brown hair and blue eyes. She has a tattoo with the name Sparky tattooed on her neck and her children's names tattooed on her wrists. Brittany's family has held candlelight vigils and conducted their own search and rescues, going door to door, handing out flyers, climbing into wells, and searching through wooded areas, all with no help from law enforcement. Brittany's family has said on her missing Facebook page that they just want to know what happened to her. They want to know where she is so they can bring her home. And they have pleaded with the public that they can send them anonymous information or tips. So please, if you have any information that can help bring Brittany home, contact the state police. Brittany and her family deserves justice. If you have any information on Brittany's disappearance, contact the Williamson Detachment of West Virginia State Police at 304-235-6000. Also, if you think you might have a tip, visit our website, missingfirst24, that's the number 24.com/anonymous-tip-reporting to submit a confidential report. Know someone who went missing? Help us raise awareness for other cases by subscribing to Missing in America the First 24 Hours on your favorite podcast platform or on YouTube. Thank you to Evaporate the Missing, a missing persons advocacy group that has a website dedicated to the missing. Please check out their website, which I will link below. Their coverage was priceless to Brittany's story. Thank you, Rhoda Burks, for sharing your content. Please check out her channel and subscribe. I will post a link in the description as well. Thank you for listening to Missing in America the First 24 Hours. Thanks to listeners like you, we can raise awareness about these critical first 24 hours of a missing persons case. As always, stay safe.
All right, guys. Brittany Horn Duff, again, missing since 2022. I like the way that was put together. That's why I wanted to show you guys that. Again, thank you so much, Park You, and I hope you're having a wonderful day for your birthday. That was so generous of you, and we do appreciate you so very much. Hold on a minute here. 1 second, guys. Now, in a second. Now, Nancy took this on too. This is from 3 days ago, just to give any updates that were ever put out within the past 2 years. Absolutely, Charlie. I just want to show you guys this as well with Miss Nancy. And go from here. She does actually do an interview with her brother, and a little bit more info towards this, guys. I just want you guys to really pay attention and see this. And again, here we are once again looking into the possibility of police corruption involving this scenario. This is not good, guys. It's very sad. It's been 2 years too long, and this poor family, there's 4 children is all I'm thinking about right now, is those 4 children do not have their mother. Thank you, Web Weaver. That's amazing. If you guys can, please share that flyer out. But these 4 children deserve to have their mother home. It's been 2 years too long that they've not had her. Anything we can do to get her face and name out there, to give some closure to this family, to bring this mother home to the children, anything, please. Yes, by the way, JC had posted that her sister's friend was missing for a minute, but she is found and she's safe. That's amazing, JC. And I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you for giving us the update. That's amazing. Yes, Sunshine, bless those babies. I hope God surrounds them and wraps his arms around them and holds them safe until their mother does come home. It was Web Weaver as a podcast. It was called Missing in America podcast, the first 24. Pretty good podcast, guys. I threw the name down. It's on the bottom there. And the link will be in the Chick Baits in the house. It'll be in the description. Anyway, thank you guys. Let's run through this real quick here, and we'll. Hey, stop it! Now, go lay down, both of you. Jesus, crazy dogs. Green-eyed PI in the house. Good to see you today. Welcome back. No worries about being late ever. We just appreciate you being here. All right, guys, let's move forward with this.
4, working, holding it all together, goes walking down a rural road and then vanishes into thin air? I'm not buying that. Then after a string of, let me just say euphemistically, miscommunications and jurisdictional back and forth, her case seems to get lost in the sauce. Well, guess what? We found it. Listen.
Now tell me that wasn't crazy. Lost in the sauce, and we found it. That's right, Aunt Nancy. We found it. We found it.
There is a reward if you tell where she is and we find her. That's my daughter, my baby. And I would like to know where she is. And her little kids, Christmas, cried and wanted to know where their mom was. And if you even cared about Brittany at all, you ought to at least tell what you know, or tell where she is. At least do that. Let us have her back.
Can you imagine what her mother has been through? Much less the 4 children wondering, where's mommy? Joining me in all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now. And I've got to tell you, these facts are murky at best, and they need to be cleared up. Again, all-star panel joining us. But first, I want to go to Kevin Horn. This is Brittany's brother speaking out. Kevin, thank you for being with us. What has it been like since your sister went missing? And what were you doing? Let's start with this. What were you doing when you learned nobody could find Brittany? Who told you?
Well, my mom had called me and said that, you know, she hadn't come home. It had been like 2 days or something. And she said she was going to call and report a missing person. They took the missing persons case, I guess, and then we just started looking for her ourselves. And we asked the police to assist us in a search, and they wouldn't. They said it was too big of an area. But
wait, right there. Hold on.
Okay.
Kevin Horn is with me. This is Brittany's brother also with me. Her cousin Sharon also with me. The private eye and lawyer. The family hired. His name is Jeff Lewis joining us. Multi-jurisdictional, not only lawyer, but private eye. We still don't have Brittany, and the facts are not getting any clearer. And I would hazard to guess right there, what you heard Kevin Horn say is part of the problem. But Kevin Horn, let me understand something. Did law enforcement tell you they were not helping you in the search because it was too big of an area?
They said it was too much of an area because
Okay, first of all, who says that to somebody about somebody that's missing? The area's too big. Are you serious? No, you don't do that. Okay, you bring in more help. You bring in extra LE or whatever you got to do. You don't tell somebody it's too big of an area. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life, and I'm sorry to say that, but it is. And I will tell you right now, Kevin has been one hell of an advocate for Brittany. The family has supported her insanely. Her children need her home, guys. Period. Her cousin, Sharon, you're going to hear from her too. And this PI is a really good person as far as I'm concerned, and has done some really good stuff with this case. I read into this, like I said, a while back, and with everything that's been going on and bouncing around, I haven't got a chance to bring it to you, but I'm bringing it now. So you bring in the resources you need to find it. You don't tell somebody, sorry, we can't help you. It's just too large of an area. Get out. Miss me with that bullshit. Sorry. And I'm not going to stand and say that's okay. No, it's wrong.
Because it was like the hills, and they said they didn't have enough law enforcement to cover that. And we asked them to just come and assist the family because we have a big family, and we was going to do it, but they just wouldn't come and assist us. They told us we could ask the people that property. I had to go look for it. I went looking for her on the ridge. I've literally crawled down in wells and trying to find her. And they actually told my mom that they don't look for the missing people. All they do is they go around and they ask some people questions. They don't actually go looking for her.
Are you guys hearing this? They don't go looking for them. They just go ask people. What's up, Doodle and Robert Bell? Good to see you. Are you guys? This is insane to me. This is insane. Charlie says cops are weird here. You know, Charlie, I've heard that too. This is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. What's up, R Whip? Good to see you. Great to have you here. It is. You guys are absolutely right. A joke. An insane, very insane. I'm disgusted with this. This is, again, why I wanted to bring this to you guys. Pathetic and infuriating. Amen, Sarah. This is nuts, you guys. What in actual hell is going on down there, you know? Well, in Arctic is like, sadly, and I know you don't, bro. I have no problem believing what he's saying. It makes sense, but it doesn't at the same time. Knowing what you know about, what you can know about the West Virginia State Police, I've seen and heard so much stuff. It's just bad, okay? But this is just too much for me. And again, this is why I'm making this aware to the whole world right now, as many people as I can. They need to hear this about the way law enforcement reacted to this, and they need to hear all of the other ins and outs of this case. But again, I would ask everyone to hold this family, Kevin, the 4 children, their mother, just the whole family in your thoughts and prayers until we can get Brittany found and brought home, guys. Please, if you will.
Now, let me understand something. Sharon Norris is joining us. This is Brittany's cousin. Sharon Norris, do you remember when you were told Brittany's missing?
Thank you, Paula.
Yeah. I actually was sitting at home and got a phone call that she was missing. So I immediately reached out to her mom to get some details. And then first thing I did was jump on, start and made a missing persons site and tried to start getting the information out there.
You know, I'm just trying to take in, Sharon, what Kevin told me, that you guys were told by law enforcement that the search area was too big.
Sorry, you guys. It didn't jump like I was supposed to. My apologies. Hold on a minute. Let me back it up. Okay. Here we go. Sorry about that, everybody.
Night A beautiful young mother of 4 vanishes on foot, walking on a rural road. Tonight, where is Brittany? Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us.
Her home is mysteriously set on fire.
Is that a coincidence? Can that be a coincidence? After having investigated and prosecuted literally thousands of cases, I do.
Welcome, Leslie and Billy. I hope you know. I don't know if you got it, Leslie. I sent you an email. Just let me know if you did receive it. I appreciate that very much, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Do not believe that there is a coincidence in criminal law. But to her disappearance, this young mom, you just saw her yourself, beautiful, mom of 4, working, holding it all together, goes walking down a rural road and then vanishes into thin air. I'm not buying that. Then after a string of, let me just say euphemistically, miscommunications and jurisdictional back and forth, her case seems to get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, there's no way in hell that fire was coincidental at all. Okay, just saying. Right. Thank you, Arctic. 100%, bro. And welcome, Terry. Good to see you. By the way, happy Labor Day to each and every one of you guys. I hope you're having an amazing day. Hope you all had a beautiful weekend, and I'm glad to have you all here with me tonight. Welcome, Vicki Harrison. Good to see you again.
Guess what? We found it. Listen.
There is a reward if you tell where she is and we find her. That's my daughter, my baby. And I would like to know where she is. And her little kids, Christmas, cried and wanted to know where their mom was. And if you even cared about Brittany at all, you ought to at least tell what you know or tell where she is.
Welcome, Victoria.
At least do that. Let us have her back.
Can you imagine what her mother has been through? Much less the 4 children wondering where's mommy. Joining me an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now. And I've got to tell you, these facts are murky at best, and they need to be cleared up. Again,
Thank you, Miss
all-star
Barbara.
panel joining us. But first, I want to go to Kevin Horn. This is Brittany's brother speaking out. Kevin, thank you for being with us. What has it been like since your sister went missing? And what were you doing? Let's start with this. What were you doing when you learned nobody could find Brittany? Who told you?
Well, my mom had called me and said that, she hadn't come home. It had been like 2 days or something. And she said she was going to call and report a missing person. They took the missing persons case, I guess, and then we just started looking for her ourselves. And we asked the police
Welcome,
to
Laura.
assist us in a search, and they wouldn't. They said it was too big of an area. But
wait, right there. Hold on.
Okay.
Kevin Horn.
Some of this, guys, I don't know why they do this with Nancy's stuff, but we watched some of this in the last video. They kind of overlap these two and made 2 of these, 2 different versions of it. So there's some stuff in this we haven't seen, but some stuff you have seen. So just be patient with it, please, and thank you.
Horn is with me. This is Brittany's brother, also with me. Her cousin Sharon, also with me. The private eye and lawyer. The family hired. His name is Jeff Lewis, joining us. Multi-jurisdictional, not only lawyer but private eye. We still don't have Brittany, and the facts are not getting any clearer. And I would hazard to guess right there, what you heard Kevin Horn say is part of the problem. But Kevin Horn, let me understand something. Did law enforcement tell you they were not helping you in the search because it was too big of an area?
They said it was too much of an area because it was like the hills, and they said they didn't have enough law enforcement to cover that. And we asked them to just come and assist the family because we have a big family, and we was going to do it, but they just wouldn't come and assist us. They told us we could ask the people that property. I had to go look for it. I went looking for her on the ridge. I've lived.
Again, June 13th of 2022 is when Brittany went missing, you guys. For those of you that didn't know, thank you, SRB, again. Just to catch you up.
Literally crawled down in Wales and trying to find her. And they actually told my mom that they don't look for the missing people. All they do is they go around and they ask some people questions. They don't actually go looking for her.
Now, let me understand something. Sharon Norris is joining us. This is Brittany's cousin. Sharon Norris, do you remember when you were told Brittany's missing?
Yeah. I actually was sitting at home and got a phone call that she was missing. So I immediately reached out to her mom to get some details. And then first thing I did was jump on, start and made a missing person site and tried to start getting the information out there.
You know, I'm just trying to take in, Sharon, what Kevin told me, that you guys were told by law enforcement that the search area was too big. Jennifer Chakowski is joining me, experienced investigative reporter. Jennifer, thank you for being with us. I'm trying to understand something. Tell me about the area where Brittany went missing.
All right. So Kermit, West Virginia is very rural. It's very close to the Kentucky border. Extremely small town. It consists of only 317 people, which is according to the 2020 census. And then as of 2020 in the county that it's in, that is only over 23,000 people in Mingo County, which is, again, where Kermit, West Virginia is located.
Now, when you say it's extremely rural, I'm very interested, and I'll tell you why. Joining me is Jeff Lewis, the licensed PI and lawyer who was hired by the family. He operates out of West Virginia, but also works Virginia, Kentucky, Florida, South Carolina, even Oklahoma. Jeff Lewis, the owner, operator, founder of Alias Investigations and Criminal Law. Jeff, thank you for being with us. What's stopping me in my tracks, Jeff Lewis, is that the family is told, yeah, we'd really like to help, but we just can't handle that terrain. Describe the area for me, Jeff. Why would any law enforcement say that?
I mean, it is a rural area, but the reasons they gave the family, to be bluntly honest, just aren't true. They have, because Mingo County Sheriff, the county that they live in, volunteered from day one to help the West Virginia State Police find this woman and bring her back to her family. And West Virginia State Police would not allow them to get involved. They also wouldn't let the Kentucky State Police get involved. And I worked with the deputy from West Virginia State Police for a couple of weeks, and he worked with me really well. And then all of a sudden, he just stopped. He wouldn't return my calls. He wouldn't return the family's calls. And basically, he said he was writing it off because they were closing the cases. Brittany just walked off on her own, which we know for a fact didn't happen.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part. They're saying that she just walked off on her own?
Correct. That was the last thing that I got from the West Virginia State Police, that they were closing the case because they determined that Brittany just walked off on her own, even though we have
she's a volunteer.
Yeah, we know for a fact that's not true.
To Kevin Horn and Sharon Norris, first to you, Kevin, do you believe at all Brittany just walked off on her own, never to return?
No, she would come back to her kids. She would come back to my mom or me. She never would just walk off and leave. She would have no reason to. They told me it was a voluntary missing person.
Yeah, I saw that, Kevin, when I was researching the case, that they put that out on, I'm talking about law enforcement, put that out in their post And they had her missing as volunteer. They had her listed as missing voluntary. That's not what happened at all. To Sharon Norris, Brittany's cousin, why would law enforcement slate her as voluntary?
Yep. Actually, I don't know why I'm just now doing this. Where's it at here? Let me see something here. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me see. Where'd he go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go, bro? Hold on a minute. Good Lord, have mercy. It just disappeared. That was weird. There it is. All right. There we are. Okay. Again, Arctic, by the way, you can check Discord, bud. Arctic says everyone needs to call the West Virginia State Police at 304-235-6000 and ask why no real efforts have been made to find Brittany. Why were they told it's too big of an area to go look for her? Why are you telling people that she walked off voluntarily? Because it didn't happen that way. Why are these happening? Why are these things happening? Honest to God, you guys, why? This is insane to me. Welcome, Summer. Good to see you today. So yes, please take that advice. Again, 304-235-6000. Her last name is Horn Duff. Brittany Horn Duff. Sorry, Laura. Enough people doing this, they're going to get tired of answering their phone and either get nasty with you and show their true colors, or maybe they'll do something about it because they know that they're being called out now. Welcome, Arctic. Good to have you, bro.
Hey. So, yeah, we've got a woman missing who has 4 young kids. We've got a husband or ex-husband with a history of violent behavior. And we've got a residence that just coincidentally burns to the ground after she goes missing. Nothing to see here, right, guys?
Yeah, right. Coincidences don't happen like this, you guys. That's facts. Yes. Bullshit. One more time. Bullshit. Please take Arctic's advice and call West Virginia State Police. Make some noise, guys. That's why we're doing this today. That's why I brought this out here. I'm sick of seeing shit like this happen. 304-235-6000. Her name again is Brittany Horn Duff. Enough. Okay. So what else do you think on here, bro? What do you think the deal is possibly? I don't even know where to start with this. The whole thing is sideways to me as far as I'm concerned. It's a mess. She obviously has a very supportive family. She has 4 beautiful children that need a mother, and she's just gone, and they don't seem to care. Yes, Laura. Brittany Horn Duff. Media stations, I don't know at this moment. Chickbait, we can look into that. There again is the number 304-235-6000. And again, to tell people, to tell the family she walked off, it was a voluntary disappearance. They wouldn't be going to you if they knew it was voluntary. That's stupid. This is ridiculous. Yeah, thank you. I want to see proof that it was voluntary. Thank you, Green-Eyed. That makes zero sense to me.
And to tell the family, well, we don't look for people. We just get their information out there. But if you want to look for her, you can. And we've got her poor brother out there crawling down wells trying to find his sister. That's not his job. That's law enforcement's job to do. This is what makes me so damn angry with these cases that I cover, because when adults go missing, oh, well, they left of their own accord, especially whenever there's a history of drug use involved.
Absolutely. And that's all it is, guys, is she had a drug problem at one time. So now because of that, all of a sudden, she's not important. It's voluntary. She probably went off on a drug binge. That is the most fucked up bullshit I've heard in my life. That's exactly how they look at it. They don't care. Her brother Kevin is running around crawling in wells, like Arctic just said, looking in caves, crawling up and down the side of mountains looking for her. What happens when he gets hurt? You know what they're going to do? Sorry, we told you it's dangerous. That's not enough for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's dangerous. And you knew what you signed up for when you decided that you wanted to put on that uniform and become a cop. So why don't you do your job? And aside from looking in the donut shop to get your dozen, go out and do your job and try to find this missing woman.
Amen, my friend. Amen. Absolutely. Welcome, Bling. All you guys, thank you so much for being here for this. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing with this, you guys. I still can't. This is like a fiction story to me. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. So thank you for joining me, Arctic. I wanted you for this, your opinion, your input, and your support on this as well, because I know, you cover these all of these types of cases, but this is one of the absolutely one of the most ridiculous situations I've heard of as far as law enforcement support, or lack of, I should say.
Now, was it her home that burned down, or was it the boyfriend's home that burned down?
She left for a while, and when she came back, it was a trailer that was left to her, burnt to the ground completely.
Wow.
Her father left it to, I believe, is what it was. But yeah, gone completely. So she moved in with her aunt. Once again, any direction this poor girl turned, she went to rehab. She tried to make her life right. She wanted more change in her life for her children. She got her kids back.
Can you imagine walking in a Walmart and seeing your mom's flyer up on the missing persons board and no help from law enforcement whatsoever? And I don't know what ages her children are, but they're still children. They're in that developmental stage where they need their mother. And obviously, it sounds like by all accounts, the significant other or husband, whatever that was in her life was a complete deadbeat. So, now, seeing her brother on there, it sounds like he's playing a major part in trying to raise these kids. I can't imagine between trying to find your missing loved one, having to raise their children while they're missing, and everything else, what this family's going through.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. I know the children were young. As soon as I heard him say that, when Kevin said that, made that statement about walking into the store, and the kids saying, "Hey, that's mommy. Where is she?" That broke my heart in half immediately. Like, what? How do you answer that child that question? How do you do that, you guys? You can't. And this is what her children are going through, and nobody seems to care. That's the thing. The family does, of course, but anybody that needs to be caring about it doesn't care at all. And that's enough. That's enough for me. Welcome, good to look. See, good to have you here. Just saying, guys. This is just it's unbelievable. It's rich. It really happens. Like Arctic said earlier, he's not surprised, and I'm not either, but it's hard to believe. Do you know what I mean? And it's completely unacceptable. So,
and before people start going, well, Arctic just doesn't like law enforcement. No, Arctic doesn't like law enforcement that don't do their fucking jobs. I have the greatest respect for law enforcement, like Mr. Steve, that's out there making a difference every day, doing what they're supposed to do, even after he retired. So,
yes, sir, 100%. This is why we bring this to you. This is why we get angry, why we yell about these things, and why we're making noise about this, because somebody has to. Nobody else will. The family has done everything they can possibly do, and the people that are supposed to be doing something about this are just standing there with their hands in their pockets telling them, sorry, we can't do it. Are you kidding me? The people that live in these regions are trained to do SAR and things like that in these areas, but they just choose not to because it's too dangerous. Well, then you go get people that can do it. You don't just leave somebody hanging there, okay? It's unbelievable to me. Moving on.
Materially missing. I see it happen all the time, and you lose precious hours, weeks, and months.
Yeah, I have no idea what would make them in any way look at it as she would voluntarily go missing. And the reason I say that is because I had brought Brittany to Ohio. Her brother was keeping her kids for a little bit. And I brought her to Ohio, and she got so homesick for her babies, I had to get in the car and take her back home to her baby. Like, she didn't even stay the full amount of time she was slotted to stay. So nobody's ever going to make me believe that Brittany would just up and walk away from her kids. Nobody would ever make me believe that.
So Sharon Norris, after a few days, she wanted to get back to her children.
Oh yeah. I think it was 2 days and she was going to stay a week, but 2 days she was ready to get back to her kids.
To Sharon and Kevin and Jeff Lewis as well, the lawyer / PI, I'm very curious about what I'm just hearing. Brittany leaves home on foot, wearing a pink shirt, jean shorts, Nike sneakers. As I recall, those sneakers had a neon green swoosh up the side. She had her hair in braids. She was carrying a tan backpack. I know she was going to college as well at Regent College. I know she was wearing a gold chain around her neck and a bangle bracelet. That is what I know of what she was wearing. And I want to analyze that. Why? Because it might give me a clue. What was in her tan backpack? I know she was in college. I know she was taking classes. She was also raising 4 children. What would be in the backpack? Probably school supplies. But the outfit, Kevin Horn, for her to leave on foot, rural road, and I've looked at the aerial shots, it's nothing but green, all green, trees, very wooded. Where would she be going dressed in shorts and Nikes? Where would she be going? She's certainly not going out for a night on the town.
No.
That tells me a lot right there. Weigh in.
She was walking to her friend's house that lived up the road.
Okay. How far away was the friend?
It's about 2 miles.
About 2 miles. So that would have taken her max 30 minutes. Okay. Question. Do we believe she made it to the friend's house?
No.
Did not make it. You know, that really narrows it down. Sharon Norris, is that your understanding as well?
Yeah.
I don't get it. How could this woman disappear in a 2-mile stretch wearing nothing but jean shorts, a pink top with a backpack? It doesn't make sense to me. But listen.
When Brittany has not returned in 10 days and isn't answering calls or texts, Mary Horn reports her daughter missing to West Virginia State Police. Mary and sons Kevin and Neil spend days putting up flyers with pictures of Brittany. Brittany doesn't drive, so the family focuses on foot searches starting from her mother's home. They find no sign of Brittany. As the news of Brittany's disappearance spreads, the family begins to receive tips from Brittany's friends.
Brittany Horn confides in her mother that someone is out to get her. Days later, where is Brittany?
Could that be true? No one in her family believes that Brittany was suffering any type of paranoia, but let's look at the facts. Was she right? She does a whole reno job on her father's home that he leaves to her. While she's away, she comes back. The place is burned to the ground. She keeps plodding forward, going to school, college at Regent College, and raising 4 children. And then she disappears on a rural walk just 2 miles between her mom's home, where she's now living, and her friend's home. That's a 30-minute walk. When she's reported missing to local authorities, they say the area is too big for them to help search. So the family who's joining us tonight dig in, putting up posters, going on searches, even going in their own pocket to hire a private investigator, Jeff Lewis of Alias Investigations. Joining me right now is a special guest, and boy, do we need an expert. Dave Moyer is with us, Georgia Canine Tracker, Master Trainer Canine Tracker, Program Manager, Military Contracts, former Deputy Canine with San Bernardino Sheriffs. Dave Moyer, I've got a really hard time understanding, and I'm not just getting this from the family, because family can be upset and misinterpret what they're told. A lot's happening while they're trying to find her, but there have been no canine searches. I've seen no extensive searches by law enforcement. In fact, even knowing the facts as we have presented them now, Dave Moyer, they still listed her as voluntary missing. That did not happen. She did not leave all of her belongings and her children and disappear with nothing but her backpack with her school books in it and a pair of tennis shoes. That didn't happen. Now, talk to me about the search of a very heavily wooded area such as Kermit.
Yes, ma'am. First, I'd like to kind of introduce you to how these dogs track and trail and what they're tracking and trailing. It's usually an amalgamation of the combination of ground disturbance, dead skin cells that slough off the body, sweat, the oils, the gases off the human body as your effervesce. And as these biological items decompose, that's what our dogs are actually tracking. So that's going to bring into conflict a lot of guys from the sport tracking community that are very hard set on their ground disturbance tracking, and that's fine. We're using everything available to us as law enforcement or military side so we can actually effectively track in the real world. Now, because this is biological decomposition, at least that's the theory behind it, it does have a very short shelf life based on the environmental conditions.
Wait a minute. Oh, Dave Moyer, I believe you're putting the cart before the horse. We don't know that did you say biological decomposition? Because if they had gone out looking for her immediately, I don't think we'd be looking for a dead body.
I would disagree with you there. I have been involved in many of those searches. My time in San Bernardino County, I ran a tracking and trailing / cadaver dog, and I was the only full-time sworn dog in all of Southern California at the time. And we had tremendous success getting out there in a timely fashion. And even recent death has a very distinct odor all its own involved with these canines. So again, we're putting a lot of things in theory. There's no room of computers anywhere in the world that can do what that little dog's brain can do. And they all do that instinctually. All we're doing is harnessing that behavior so we can read it. Now, based on what you're saying with the environment, it's going to keep that productive source alive a lot longer, but time is very much of the essence. And within, after 24 hours, it's very difficult to even search a heavily wooded area unless you have a very experienced and well-trained dog team. And unfortunately, a lot of these rural agencies, they only have so many assets available. And if they don't have those kind of canine assets available, those canine programs commonly take the cuts first when budgetary needs come first. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Everything I hear you saying, I agree with, except for one thing. If the search had been conducted immediately, I don't know that we would be dealing with trying to find a dead body. That changes things. Would you agree, Dave Moyer, as to what you're looking for? I mean, this was just a 2-mile walk. That's a 27 minute walk. This woman is young. She's perfectly capable of getting 2 miles under 30 minutes. So why would I be looking for a dead body?
Well, I'm sorry. I think there was a miscommunication there. What I meant by decomposition was the decomposition of the human trail, and that trail decomposes because it's made up of biological matter. Now, cadaver search dogs, completely different animal. We can talk about that until heads hit the desk. However, that's not the point I'm even coming to yet. A trained tracking dog, if this had been deployed immediately, could have picked up from the location that she left and tracked along that route. And the dog would stop trailing if she was picked up by a car or abducted. And then maybe there could have been some physical evidence in that immediate area of a scuffle.
Hold on, Dave Moyer. And I don't like interrupting you because I'm learning from everything that you're saying. Number one, I now understand what you're saying. At the very beginning, when you were talking about biological matter, I thought I misinterpreted. I thought what you were saying was that she was dead immediately. And I don't believe that. Okay, now I understand that you're talking about human biological matter, whether she's dead or alive. I get it, and I agree. Number two, let me just tell you that the single best witness I ever put on the stand in all the years I was a prosecutor, even when I worked with the feds, was a dog. Best witness ever. And he did really well on cross-examination. But what you're saying about the search, I want to go into the conditions. This was June 13 in Kermit, West Virginia. I've also got another site in Kentucky I want to talk to you about. But would the weather affect in any way? And last, you stated that a dog could follow a scent until the person like gets in a car. I'd like to point out a name to you. And if you don't know it, I might be able to jog your memory. Eloise Anderson. Who is she? She handled the dog Trimble in the Lacey Peterson murder case. Scott Peterson. That dog, Trimble, followed Lacey's scent, had it in Modesto all the way, picked it up again at the marina at the San Francisco Bay, followed Lacey's scent from the parking lot down to a trail along the tree line so nobody would see Scott Peterson taking the body, along the tree line to the dock, to the pier, and then Trimble stopped at some pylons, looked out at the water, alerted, and turned around to indicate the search was done. Everybody always says, why'd they convict Scott Peterson? I can tell you right now, because of Trimble, the dog. That's why. So tell me how this would have worked, finding Brittany, if the dogs had been brought immediately. What would have happened, Dave Moyer?
Well, let's propose that she's possibly picked up by an individual that had been after her. The dog would have started the trail at her last seen point, which would have been her house, as she's walking to her friends. And then if there was any point along that road where she was, somebody pulled up, grabbed her, stuffed her in the trunk, the dog would have stopped, circled, alerted, much like Trimble did, and then not continued trailing any further. Now, I articulate that behavior, and we train our handlers to articulate this behavior as the trail has gone no further. Something happened here, but we're not sure what until we get some other corroborating evidence, whether it be video surveillance, cell phone data, whatever it may be. So the outlines of this case, if you put them, it definitely raises my suspicion. The canines could have certainly helped out tremendously if they were deployed immediately. And that's actually how my agency got their canine program back in 2014 after the Christopher Dorner incident. I don't know if you remember that. That was okay. Now, I shall say no more. But that unfortunately cost one of our deputies, our corporal, his life, and then got another deputy seriously injured. Had we had dogs, that may not have happened at all. It could have been handled a lot quicker and a lot more safely for everyone involved.
Please join us on our mission to find
isn't like her.
Joining me in all-star panel to make sense of how this young mom, also a student at Regent College, a mother of 4, can go on a little under a 2-mile walk to her friend's house and vanish into thin air. All I'm hearing so far, not by the people on my panel, of course, is it's a technical legal term, BS. This woman did not vanish off the side of the road, and she did not leave voluntarily. That's something I really don't understand. To Jeff Lewis, who's joining me, not only a private investigator hired by the family to try to find.
Thank you real quick, Cap Jenks, so very much for the 1999 super chat. God bless, brother. We do appreciate that so very much. Never ever expected, but so very much appreciated. God bless you, bro.
Oh my God. I'm going to end up having my blood pressure go through the roof before this is over with. Okay, so you don't have the resources for dogs. What has Sebastian's case taught us? If you don't have the resources, guess what? There's other agencies that you can reach out to that have the resources. Quit giving me a bunch of goddamn excuses.
They won't let Kentucky State Police get involved in this. Why? I don't understand that. If they're offering their services and you don't have the resources, why in the hell would you not allow them to step in?
Exactly. And I do have to say that I think Nancy is kind of delusional that, in saying that she doesn't believe that she's dead when you've got a burnt down home and you've got, abusive. Yeah. I mean, I think in all likelihood, they need to bring cadaver dogs out. It's what they need to bring out. Fortunately, cadaver dogs, it can be 100 years and they can still pick up the scent of decomposition. So.
100%. And I agree with you on that. And I think Paula said something a few minutes ago about that she thinks she was dead immediately. I'm in that perspective too, possibly because it's a 2-mile walk. She goes to walk away. There's only one way that this could have happened, guys. Somebody picked her up, or she went over a cliff or something. I'm gonna guess that she didn't go over a cliff. I'm thinking somebody grabbed her and they probably unalived her right then and there. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that that's
Let me put my disclaimer. All people are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We don't know that the
of course,
boyfriend's guilty, but
of course.
you do the math on it.
I mean, like he said, the trailer's burnt to the ground. She's been attacked. She's telling people, I think somebody's after me. What else is there? I mean, it is what it is. And you have the laziest law enforcement agency out there not wanting to do shit with this because one, they don't have the resources, but they're offered the resources and they're like, no, we don't need it. Just let it be what it is. She walked away voluntarily. Kiss my ass. I'm sorry, but it's just bullshit. It's all bullshit. This is ridiculous. This is one of the most ridiculous cases I've seen in this aspect like this. It is absolutely. Any idea what the topography was like on the 2-mile walk? I don't. We can always pull it up and look at it, Walt. I can't venture to say. I mean, if it's a road, she was walking 2 miles up the road to her friend's house. It's got to be pretty flat and pretty, out there where you can see cars can go back and forth on it. I don't know about how lit up it was or exactly what the deal, but I don't think that matters at this point. Somebody grabbed her. I think somebody was stalking her. Somebody was watching her moves, what she was doing, waited for her to take off walking. That's it. And I think she's gone. I hate to say this. It's very sad because those poor children, that is the last thing that they need is to not have their mother. But I think sadly that she's not with us anymore because, and I'm not saying who did it. If you look at the facts that are presented, it makes that sense to me. That's all. Hold on here. I just saw something. We're talking about West Virginia, Gone Girl Gone. I like your name. West Virginia, and it's I always mess this up. Mingo County Sheriff's Department is who basically told her brother and her family, you're on your own. And then the West Virginia State Police that took over said, we can't help you either. They don't have enough resources. Again, like he said, we learned it in Sebastian's case. When you don't have those resources, you go find them. And when you got other agencies offering you and you're telling them no, you're making excuses for something. Sorry. What a mess of bullshit. Wow. I feel so bad for this family. They tried everything they could. They even offered to do this by themselves as a large family. Can you just come in and help us a little bit? No, sorry, we can't do that. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. On we go.
But lawyer as well. He runs Alias Investigations. Jeff, I've dealt with so many cases where usually a woman goes missing, sometimes a teen, and Ellie, law enforcement, says, oh, she's just out with her boyfriend. You know what? They said that in the Stacey Peterson case. They said that in the Jennifer Dulos case. They said that I can name 50 cases off the top of my head where they claim the mom just went for a little me time, went on a walkabout. It's not true. Why does law enforcement always believe the woman just bugged out on her children?
To be bluntly honest, Nancy, it's because they don't want to have to work on the case. I mean, they gave me one trooper from the West Virginia State Police to work with me on this case, and he only stayed on it for 2 weeks and closed it as a voluntary. Basically, she just walked away. Me and Kevin and Sharon have worked on this case since day one, and we've got the evidence that she did make it to her friend's house in West Virginia. And that's who I told police they needed to investigate and to talk to. And they flat out refused. They said the case was closed, that she walked away on her own, and that they were done with it. But yet they wouldn't allow Mingo County Sheriff that has tried to get in on this case from day one They would not allow them to be involved with it, and they refused to allow the Kentucky State Police to be involved with it. And they had to have West Virginia State Police's permission before they could come in. They wouldn't give it to them. So why
So it
that
sounds
is,
like a lot of.
Okay, so now we're hearing that the PI, the family, they're saying that they have some form of evidence that she made it to her friend's house. But why is okay? This is strange to me. The West Virginia State Police took lead on this, and they're not allowing Mingo County to get involved. That's extra resources. They're not allowing Kentucky State Police to get involved. That's extra resources. They're saying she walked away voluntarily. Leave it alone. Stop talking about it. We're not doing anything else. Neither are you. We're done with it. Does anybody else think that's strange besides me?
Absolutely not. It's like, oh, we don't have the resources, but also we don't want your resources that you're offering us.
That's like going, okay, I need somebody to go wash the dishes right now. I'm tired of doing it. I'm tired of doing it. Okay, Dad, I'll go do it. No. Leave him there. What? This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Oh my God. It's strange, but Charlie says it's normal there. Wow, Jesus, Charlie, I'm sorry. You want to move to Ohio where I'm at then and get the hell out of there? Because that's scary to me. We don't know, Flick. They're saying that she made it there based on evidence they have, but we don't know yet. I'd like to talk to that friend, or are they investigating that friend? Have they brought that friend in? Have they talked to that friend to see what happened? Where was she? What happened when she got there? Do they know for a fact? Do they have some kind of like digital video evidence or something? Like, come on, guys. This is oh my God. I don't get it. I don't get it. Toby says, who's related to LE there? Who is who's possibly involved in this that is related to somebody within the Pennsylvania State Police? There you go. Here we go with that big old word corruption again. God damn. Enough is enough, everybody. Is this some kind of twisted population control thing? I'd say, Sarah, it sure sounds like it, doesn't it? It really does. I mean, when somebody gives you the answer to a math problem, do you throw it in the garbage or do you write it down? Come on, guys. Makes no sense. No, 100% it doesn't. Oh, they found the woman runner in Florida unalive. That's horrible. Okay. Jesus. I didn't get to bring it up, Mittens, but thank you for jumping in and letting us know. And welcome, by the way. Sad. Very sad. On we go.
Of jurisdictional infighting, and it all seems to happen between these two homes. Some accounts are she did not make it to the friend's house. Some accounts are she did, but within a 2-mile space, she goes missing. Back to you, Dave Moyer. I know this is a heavily wooded area. What are the challenges in searching a wooded area like this? Because the family, Sharon Norris, Kevin Horn, and others go out on foot and they comb this area, but they're not professionals. I mean, what are the challenges?
Again, there's a tremendous time advantage or disadvantage for this for actually tracking, because that trail is going to decompose and disappear within 24 to 48 hours, sometimes less than that, sometimes a little bit longer, depending on weather conditions and the type of plants that are out there. High wind and high heat and heavy sun is just going to destroy a trail within hours. But if it's shaded, if it's cooler, it's going to last a lot longer. And unfortunately, there are a lot
I've got
of
another
fantasy
wrench
trailers
to throw in the works, Dave Moyer. We researched it last night and discovered that there were, later in the day, heavy thunderstorms. That didn't help anything, right?
No, that certainly didn't help it at all. And again, there are a lot of fantasy trailers out there, as we affectionately refer to them, that'll tell you their bloodhound can follow 6-month-old, year-old trails. There's been bad case law up, down, left, right, and center on that. We're very cognizant of never teaching that and never putting that into any of our students that we teach now. That was beat into my head at a very early age when I was running my dog out in Southern California for that reason. And of course, I can't speak to the jurisdictional infighting or other stuff that's going on with the departments, but your standard patrolmen are, in their favor. I was one for a long time myself. You're under a lot of pressure to get to the next call, to handle the next call for service. And some guys just aren't able to put the time and effort into this that you'd like to see. I'm not defending anything. I'm just saying that does happen.
It happens. And back to Kevin and Sharon, also joining us, Jeff Lewis and Jennifer Skowski, investigative reporter. Kevin and Sharon, I understand, was it you, Kevin, that actually went down wells looking for your sister?
Yes, several around the ridges of the
Explain.
mountains. I just didn't know where else to look, and I was like, they maybe somebody's done something to her, thrown her down a well, or something. And so I was like, I'm climbing down in there. I'm going to look. I'm going to try to find her. And I just can't find her. It was just us trying to find her. There were a few of us, and we couldn't cover everything.
And here we are. Sharon Norris, it hurts my heart to hear what the family has been going through trying to conduct their own searches. You've got Kevin actually going down wells, climbing into wells, abandoned wells, looking for, by that point, what he thought would be his sister's body. I have no evidence she's dead or alive. Sharon Norris, what have you been through trying to find Brittany?
There have been so many stories, just horrific stories that have been sent as tips to me, about her being chopped up, about her being put through a wood chipper, that we would never find her, just and that she was kept for a week while they tortured her, and then they tied her to four-wheelers and took off both ways on the four-wheelers and decapitated her.
Oh my God. What in the hell is going on there? This is disgusting and insane. Toby Marie, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, thanks for what you do. Without people like you, a lot of families wouldn't get any traction. Amen. And don't forget here, the man that's sitting right down below me here, Arctic Fox, Truecrime, does so much more than I do with the missing. So much more time and effort put into it. I try the best I can, but this man does it, guys. He puts in the hours, the time, the work, and the heart, as we all know. And the blood, sweat, and tears. So, Arctic, thank you again for everything you do. If we can make sure that Arctic's link is in chat, guys, please go check out his channel. Subscribe if you haven't. Like everything he does, because you're not going to unlike it. I promise you that much. So, Arctic, thanks again, brother. And I appreciate you being here once again to do this with me. You're amazing.
I appreciate you anytime.
Absolutely. And again, Toby, thank you so much for that. God bless. We do appreciate you so much. This is insane. They're telling these people these stories about, this is nuts, you guys. This is nuts. So don't tell me that it's not known that something happened to her, that she just voluntarily walked away and these stories are coming out of the bushes. Come on.
Exactly.
Now.
I mean, if the family's hearing these stories, law enforcement has to have heard these stories, but yet they're sticking to that. Oh, well, she just voluntarily walked away. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, she voluntarily went down the road so somebody could hook her up to two four-wheelers and pull her into pieces. What the hell? Come on, guys. This is absolutely in total insanity to me. This somebody needs to call the Department of Justice on this. This is gross. It's just disgusting to me. I pray to God that anybody who lives in this area, anybody, pray for them, that they never have to look to law enforcement to get any help. That's all I can say. Seriously, what people do to the families of missing people. Oh, yes, it is, Bling. Yes, it is. We have an amazing person in this chat right now, Miss Barbara Hall, who's been through hell and back and still going through hell again every single day because of her missing Timmy D. So she knows and she will tell you 100%.
Oh, Bling's very familiar with Barbara's case.
Absolutely. And again, thank you, Bling, for being here today. And I appreciate your statements and your comments so very much. On we go to more of this mess. Let's do it.
Sure. I mean, just the horrific things we have been told. And it makes it hard to sleep at night sometimes because you get those images in your head.
You know, I'm really blessed. I am so blessed because when my fiance was murdered, I knew what happened. I knew who killed him. I knew what happened. You guys have no idea. I mean, Kevin, these tips, these people that are stating that she was put in a wood chipper, that she was tortured for days. I mean, how do you even put one foot in front of the other one?
I can't even get out of bed some days. But I make myself because I get up every day with it continuing. We don't get no closure.
This is so hard to listen to. Something that was said in the very beginning of the podcast I showed you in the beginning on this was that Brittany was very possibly working as an informant. West Virginia is very well known for a very, very, very bad drug trade and a very bad drug issue down in that area. Not just one specific area, the whole state, folks, but especially in her area, they talked about. Now, they do look like they could be twins, Bling. I agree with you. That being said, we know she had a drug problem. We know that she went to court over her drug problem a couple different times. I gotta wonder if the state police, this is just a little bit of speculation here, were involved in some situation like that. She was an informant possibly to get out of something, because that's what happens. Well, if you come work for us, we'll drop whatever charge against you and blah, blah, blah. Well, guys, when you become an informant, you become the enemy to the drug dealers and the drug buyers and all that other stuff. So basically, if she were to do that working for PA State Police, people are going to come looking for her. You're the devil to them. You know, you're the enemy. You turned on them, so on and so forth. And I know, Charlie, there's a lot of drugs. I have family that lives down in West Virginia. It's horrible down there, especially in the opiate world.
Might as well just glue a target to her head if she turned informant. And the difference is that most legitimate law enforcement agencies, they will protect their informants. But, you know, it doesn't seem like if that was the case, if she turned informant, it doesn't seem like she was offered any protections at all. So
She was left to the wild. I mean, right out in front of the world. Here she is, guys. She told on you all. Don't forget that, but just try to leave her alone. We're going to look the other way, because that's what I'm seeing right now, you guys. This is making me sick to my stomach. Listening to this family try to talk, it's making me go into tears, guys. This poor brother, you heard the aunt, the father, every one of them. Not one of them can say something without breaking down. This is disgusting to me. I just can't. I can't get past this. It's crazy to me. I'm almost speechless, which is rare. Christ, a wood chipper.
It just continues every day.
My sister would have called by now, says the brother of missing mom of 4, Brittany, last seen by family at her mother's house.
Now, let me just throw a wrench in the works, a fly in the ointment, so to speak. A new crime scene. Remember, we were in Kermit, population 2017. Jennifer Skowski told us about it, the heavily wooded terrain. Now we have another potential crime site. Listen.
A friend of Brittany's claims he gave her a ride to a home in Louisa, Kentucky on June 12th. The homeowner goes by the moniker Chicago. Brittany's childhood best friend also comes forward telling police she's received a frantic voicemail from Brittany on June 13th. In the message, Brittany says she's scared, trying to leave Louisa to get back home.
Joining me, investigative reporter Jennifer Skowski. Jennifer, what? Okay, now I start with Kermit, Pop 217. Now I am in a completely different area, Louisa, Kentucky. How far apart are these two?
Okay, Kermit is located about 28 miles away from where she was also reportedly last seen in Louisa, Kentucky. This was supposedly with a man named Robert. that a friend had dropped off at Brittany at Robert's house. There was no confirmation she ever left the area, according to Brittany's missing Facebook page. But then there's also really there's so many unanswered questions. I mean, did she really leave Kermit? Is she in Louisa? Louisa is another small town, not nearly as small as the 317 in Kermit, but about 2,500. The crime rate is it's 46% safer than most neighborhoods in the United States. So there's probably some dangerous areas, I'm guessing, like everywhere else. But it's just really conflicting reports of, was she really last in Louisa or was she really last in Kermit?
Wow, Jennifer, 28 miles apart. And what you're telling me is, as I said at the get-go, it's very murky, but we have to now investigate 2 potential crime scenes. Very quickly to Kevin Horn, this friend who states she gets a voicemail from Brittany claiming she is scared and trying to leave Louisa, that's Kentucky, 20 miles away, 28 miles away, to get back home. But we know Brittany did not have a cell phone with her. Isn't that correct?
That's correct. She says in the voicemail, I'm using this girl's phone and Facebook to call you. She called her from the Facebook on her phone. On that
Do you
girl's phone.
believe
She
the
never
friend,
says the
Kevin?
girl.
Do you believe the friend claiming that Brittany was in Louisa? Do you believe the friend?
Well, I heard the 3 messages. She was in Louisa.
Oh.
She says, I'm in Louisa. I've got them.
Okay,
And-
so they're real. They're real. Okay,
Yeah.
that changes everything. To Jeff Lewis joining me, not only lawyer, but PI of Alias Investigations, who took the case on to help the family. Jeff Lewis, that changes everything. Because if she really was.
I've seen a couple, you including Arctic, mention the phone records. I'm really curious myself. All they have to do is check the phone records. They'll be able to tell where she was last. End of story. It shouldn't be a mystery anymore. She was either in Louisa or she was in West Virginia at that point, leaving from her mother's house, because we're getting 2 completely separate stories.
Well, I doubt the phone records have been checked, just simply because you've got to go before a judge and try to get a warrant to get those phone records. If they were too lazy to even go look for the girl, I doubt they went through the effort of trying to get a warrant for the phone records.
Well, that takes also, it goes back to their stupid, she walked away on her own type theory. That's bullshit. Again, another reason why they didn't go look at those phone records, guys. I can guarantee it. And I promise you, Arctic is right. This is too much. So she called somebody from Messenger, which is a little strange. She must not have had somebody's phone number, and that's the only way she could figure out a way to get a hold of her friend. So this Robert or Chicago, whatever his name was, that should be a prime suspect at this point, in my opinion. Whether or not they have him or had him or have talked to him, I can almost doubt it at this point. Thank you, SRB, so very much for that. I just don't know, guys. I don't know. There's going to be more to this. I'm not going to let this one go. It's not going to, no, it's been let go too long. We're 2 years into this with nothing. Somebody's got to make some noise with this. That's all I can say.
Well, everyone knows.
Go ahead, bud.
No.
Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, everyone knows I'm not the biggest Nancy Grace fan, but I am grateful that she gave Kevin and the family a platform to get this story out, because I'd never even heard of this case. I thought it maybe covered her, but I hadn't even heard of this case until, we did this tonight, because I went through all my videos and I didn't cover her. So apparently she escaped my view too.
And that's when I started looking at this. It's been days now, and I was like, wait a minute. The name sounded familiar, but then I looked into it and I'm like, no, never heard of this. And I'm like, well, holy shit, 2 years in. And I look back, nobody's covered this. Nobody, other than what I'm showing you guys. There's been hardly any coverage on this. There's been no news coverage, media coverage per se, that I've seen. Nobody knows about this girl missing. Nobody knows what this family struggle is. Nobody knows what is going on in this case. End of story. So that is why I'm bringing it. And here's the thing, guys. I'm not trying to toot his horn, but if Arctic don't know about a missing person case, something's wrong. because he knows them all. Literally, he knows them all. It's something's wrong here, so that's why we're doing this tonight. Just saying, this is insane to me again. Right, a lot of people, Charlie, are saying, and you live there. That's what I'm saying. That's what's wrong, guys. People are living in areas that these crimes are being committed, and they have no idea it's happening. That's not normal. Okay. Onward and upward. And yes, I'm the same with you, Arctic, with Nancy. She gets on my nerves at times, but I got to give her credit where credit's due when she does this. I'm glad there's a platform. This is the national platform. Obviously, these people have gotten nothing. I'm going to reach out myself to see if I can give another platform for an interview, possibly, to get more information put out. So onward and upward we go. The only thing they've had, honestly, from my understanding, is Facebook. That's it. Well, we need a lot more than that to find a missing person, you guys. Facebook isn't the only resource. Sorry. Here we go.
A ride, trying to get home. We don't have to worry about the 2-mile stretch anymore, except who picked her up in that 2-mile stretch, or who picked her up at the friend's home. Jeff Lewis, what can you tell me about Louisa, Kentucky?
I got contacted by the sheriff in Louisa that told me if he caught me in Kentucky that they would throw me in jail immediately. And me being a private investigator, I've never had a law enforcement threaten me for working on a case in their area before, but their sheriff's department did. He told me flat out that if I came over there.
Okay, so let me get that straight, Jeff Lewis. The sheriff's department told you, don't put your toe in Louisa, Kentucky, or we'll throw you in jail. Did they say that?
Correct. Yes.
Which LA?
It was the sheriff in Louisa.
Wow.
Mingo?
No, it was Louisa, Kentucky.
Louisa, Kentucky sheriffs. Okay, so now I've got a potential double crime scene. What more do we know? I know the family immediately heads to Louisa. Listen.
The Horns make the 40-minute drive to Louisa, Kentucky to report Brittany missing from the area as well. Louisa, Kentucky police take the report, informing the family that their department can only help with the West Virginia State Police's investigation. State Police Troop 5 refuses the help from Kentucky, saying they have the investigation under control.
Brittany is the baby of the Horn family. She is doted on by parents Paul and Mary Horn and best friends with older brothers Kevin and Neil. Brittany is bubbly and funny, always surrounded with friends. She graduates from Tulsa High School in her hometown of Kermit, West Virginia.
And going on to college at Regent College, raising 4 children. Listen to what the family says. This is from our friends at WSA 23.
We need the police to do something. You know, we need answers. Because it's been a year and they've not told us anything.
It has. It's been over a year now, well over a year. The family begging for help. You heard how she was doted upon by her family, bubbly, happy. But listen to this.
Not long after graduating, Brittany Horn meets and falls head over heels for Clyde Duff Jr. after a whirlwind romance. Brittany and Duff marry and are expecting twins. But their fairy tale marriage has a dark side. Duff has quite the rap sheet by the time of their vows and is often violent towards Brittany. The couple stays together and have 2 more children. During family visits, relatives notice Brittany has bruises and injuries more and more frequently.
Domestic abuse rears its ugly head. Listen.
At one point, Brittany tries to leave Duff. Brittany cuts off contact and moves back in with her mother. One afternoon, Duff shows up to Mary Horn's home, demanding to see Brittany. Brittany's family members refuse to allow contact, infuriating Duff. Duff kicks down the front door, brandishing a gun. Brittany's brother struggles with Duff over the gun.
After that incident, Brittany totally distances herself from her ex. Listen.
A few months after the assault at Brittany's mom's home, Duff convinces Brittany to give him another chance, claiming he's a new man. Duff's violent habits quickly return, and Brittany finds herself looking for a way out again when Duff is arrested for theft. This time, his sentence isn't so light, and Brittany jumps at the chance to start fresh.
She does start fresh. She spends all of her time, all of her money working on her father's home. He's left it to her to move into with her 4 children. Listen.
Brittany works for months to fix up her late father's home, then reaches out to her aunt in another state, hoping some time away will help her move on. Brittany's aunt is more than happy to help, and 5 months later, Brittany feels ready to take on the world. Brittany makes the trip back to West Virginia, excited to move the family into her new home. Brittany is heartbroken when she learns the home burned down in her absence. Brittany accepts her mom's offer to live with her until she makes new plans.
And that is where Brittany is when she goes for that fateful walk that day in June. That's why she was at her mom's house. Let me ask you this, Kevin Horn, where was the ex at the time Brittany went missing?
He was in jail at the time, or I would have thought it'd been him.
As I thought. You know how much I would love to point the finger at him. Statistically, it's always the ex, the husband, the boyfriend, but it's not this time. He was nowhere near her. He was doing time on a theft.
Listen, guys, he may have been in prison. He may have been doing time. That doesn't mean he doesn't know somebody that did something. I'm just saying, don't let that escape your mind. Just saying, keep that in the back, okay? He very well could have paid somebody or set something up or whatever to have somebody handle her. Just saying. And I'm not saying that's what happened. Don't take that. It's a speculative theory. But there's a lot of other things at play here too, guys. A lot of wheels turning. Just saying. That's all I'm saying.
That leaves me with a lot of unanswered questions to Jeff Lewis joining me, private investigator at Alias Investigations and lawyer. Jeff Lewis, what do you think happened to Brittany?
I believe that she made it to her friend's house, and then something happened there. I believe it may have been very well been an accident, and her friend panicked, and instead of calling 911, they tried to cover up what happened.
Kevin Horn, what is your theory? Because you've heard the messages. You heard your sister state, I'm in Louisa. I'm trying to get home. You heard that and you believe it. You heard it yourself. What do you think happened to your sister? Any chance she's still alive?
I don't ever want to say that there's not a chance, but I know deep down that she's gone. And I do know she was going to her friend's house. She didn't make it to that friend's house. She got with some other friends. They went to Louisa. She was down in Louisa, and she was trying to get back, and she got a ride back. And then that's when, after that ride back, she's gone.
If you know or think you know anything about the disappearance of this beautiful mom of your sister state, I'm in Louisa. I'm trying to get
make it to that friend's, but
hold on, I want to play this part back, you guys. Give me a second here.
I know deep down that she's gone. And I do know she was going to her friend's house. She didn't make it to that friend's house. She got with some other friends. They went to Louisa. She was down in Louisa, and she was trying to get back, and she got a ride back. And then that's when, after that ride back, she's gone.
So she takes off walking from her mother's house, heading to one friend's house. She doesn't make it there, but ends up with some other friends. How does this happen, though, if she doesn't have a phone? That's what I don't understand. Okay. So that group of friends and her head down to Louisa. She gets a ride back after sending these frantic voicemails to her friend. And then from that point, as she gets back, that's when she goes missing. Okay, it's a little confusing. Got to ride back to, I'm guessing back to her mother's, the area where her mother lives, Green-eyed, or her other friends, in somewhere within that realm. It's 28 miles from Louisa to her home with her mom. what I'd like to know is who brought her back, who gave her that ride, when they brought her back, where did they take her to? Did they leave her somewhere? Did they drop her off? Or is the person that brought her back the person that could be responsible for this, and that they never dropped her anywhere? That's exactly it, Green Eyed. The timeline's a little wacky for me. I'm just saying. Because it's changed a couple times. This is why I'd like to talk to her brother. Or anybody for that matter that has been following her case in her family. This is interesting. Very interesting. It is confusing in some senses, Vicky. I agree. Where was the point of separation? Thank you, Sarah. That's it right there. That was after the fact of being in Louisa. That's my curiosity right there.
I wonder if law enforcement even took the time to talk to the friend that she got the ride back to her mama's from. Because that would be the first person that I talked to.
Absolutely, and I highly doubt it, dude. I don't think that they've talked to anybody. I think that when they stated that this was a voluntary walk-off, I think they were done right there. They closed the case after 2 weeks and said she walked away on her own. They're done. They're not doing anything. They're not looking at anybody. They're not talking to anybody. They're not digging anywhere. If they'd have ran this case for maybe another month, they probably would have figured it out. But they just decided not to for some reason. That's what makes me wonder. I'm questioning state police at this point for the reasons we've talked about, and the possibility of who do you know, or who are you related to, or what do you know? Is it somebody you're related to? Is this a family member of some officer that belongs to the police that knows something? Is it something like that? You know, it makes you look at all these theories and think these things because of the way it's been broken down. It's crazy. The whole area is nothing but wooded area, Sarah. Everything. Look at all the green. That's all it is. Okay, you got roads in between all these woods. It's crazy. Yeah, exactly, Cap. He said these cops couldn't catch cold. The ex is in jail for some previous stuff he had done, green-eyed. He's a violent idiot is what he is, and is constantly in trouble. So call it what you want, but you know, multiple things he had done. I think the time he went to jail was, I think he had robbed somebody or something like that. So,
or think you know anything about the disappearance of this beautiful mom of 4, Brittany Horn Duff, please contact 304-235-6000. The family is offering a reward. Please, if you know anything, contact police 304-235-6000. You can remain anonymous. Brittany missing from her 4 children. Last seen on a walk on a rural road. We stop now and remember American hero, investigator Taylor Bristow, Carroll County, Georgia, just 30 years old, killed in the line of duty. Bristow survived by grieving wife Melissa and children Noah and Bella. American hero, investigator Taylor Bristow. Thank you to our guests for being with us, especially the cousin Sharon Norris and brother Kevin Horn of Brittany, still searching for answers. And thank you to you and our MSM family for joining us here tonight and every night as we search for justice.
thank you, Nancy, for that. Very much appreciated. This is I'm right there with you, bro. My blood pressure is hell way up. It's just so everybody, this is aggravating. Nothing about this makes any sense. Nothing seems like it's been done legally or the way it should be. Welcome, Hummingbird and Miss Jenny 8675309. Good to see you tonight. Hold on here. Let me pull this up now as I get through all my notes. Okay. Well, it came right up. Okay, bingo. Let me see. She was last seen on the 13th, but she wasn't reported missing till the 23rd. Okay. Let's see here. Here we go. Um, um, that'd be a good one to use.
Honestly, you have to ask yourself, is the reason why 10 days lapsed between when she went missing and the report was taken is because law enforcement refused to take a report for 10 days? Because that certainly sounds like something that could have happened.
Well, considering that they're calling this a voluntary walk-off, yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you on that one. Welcome, Groot. And Critical Minds, good to have you. You go, yeah, I agree. I've heard that a lot, and I know a couple people, like I said, down there that they say it's a completely different world, but still, like, this is insane. Last, guys, just so you know, there is $1,000 reward. She's 32 years old at that time. Her name again is Brittany Horn Duff. She was last seen wearing pink shirt, jean shorts, and sneakers. They were green and white, carrying a backpack with the Nike swoosh on the side. She's 6'1", 130 pounds, brown hair. She's very tall. Wow. 6'1", 130 pounds, brown hair, long brown hair. Sorry, blue eyes, tattoos, sparky on her neck. Kids' names on each wrist and a star on her stomach. Brittany was last seen living a home on June 13th, 2022, in the 1500 block of Jennings Creek. Hold on a minute. Just wanted to make sure I have the exact address too for this. 1500 block of Jennings Creek Road. Okay. In Kermit, West Virginia. And she left on foot, was later believed to be at a residence in the community of Louisa in Lawrence County, Kentucky. Brittany has not been heard from since. So I'm taking it she started walking. Somebody picked her up. She ended up in Kentucky, 28 miles away, and then got a ride back to this area. And at that moment, whether from the moment she got with the person brought her back to now is where nobody has any ideas. She's a very, very, very lovely woman. 4 children. I swear she looks like she could be twins with their brother. It's crazy. All right, let me see something here. Okay. Here's the this is the Facebook page. Brittany Horn Duff Missing is what the Facebook page is called if anybody wants to go to it. From December 30th of 2023, her brother posts, I'm not sure why the West Virginia State Police, the Sheriff's Department, or Mingo County, West Virginia, nor the town police of Williamson, just they know things and hold on a minute and won't do anything about it. So Kevin is saying that they know certain pieces of info on this case and they're not doing anything. Okay. Again, that's where my ears are standing up, perking up to listen to this stuff. Okay. They have proof, and the district attorney, prosecutor, nor the assistant prosecutor will even talk to them. He says, really, I called the FBI and they said, call your DA because they can't help now. What in the hell do I do? So they're getting doors slammed in their face every which way they turn. This sounds familiar. That's why that sounds very familiar. Barbara, don't this sound familiar to you as well? You know, this is insane, you guys. So there's nothing. And I promise you the FBI could take over and this would probably be solved within a day. This is insane. Now what the hell do I do? This is going to be a whole new year, and I'm going to go to whoever, talk to whoever, and do what I have to do to find out about my sister. I don't give a F. I'm tired of this stupid, incompetent people that doesn't care. I bet they would if it was their girls. I know that a lot of officials or higher ups have children, and I want them to stop and think. What if this or anything happened to one of theirs? I pray none of you ever have this happen to your sister happen to you. Again, I feel so bad for this family. My God. Let me see here.
Oh, if it was a cop's mother, sister, daughter, they would have been all over that. No resources spared. They would have been pulling phone records. They would have been out there with dogs from day one. I mean, they would have had posts all over law enforcement's Facebook page, and we would have known about it before Nancy Grace put it on the air.
She'd have been found 2 days after she went missing at the very latest, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see something. This is one of the saddest cases I've seen as far as incompetence goes. Okay.
Let's not forget about the entire state of Missouri.
Well, okay. I'm sorry. You're right. My apologies. That's the whole state. Yes, very true. Well, it kind of almost sounds like something that would happen in Missouri. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Very much so. Let me see here. Can I help you? Okay, so this is Brittany's Facebook page, just to show a little, like every picture I've seen with this girl with her children. She's smiling, she's happy, she's involved. Okay, look at every picture. Beautiful kids, by the way. Just it's all. There's no way this woman would walk away from her kids. I can't stand the fact that they said that this was voluntary. You guys, it drives me absolutely nuts. It doesn't say anything on here on her post, which okay. So anyway, I'm gonna try to reach out to Kevin and or Sharon to see if they'd be interested in doing an interview with us as well, to get maybe some more information out there. At least, if nothing else, it gives them another platform to say something, to get something out there, because nobody else is doing it for them.
Absolutely. If you don't mind, I would very much like to be on panel for that if you're able to get a hold of him.
I was going to actually ask you if you would. Absolutely. This is just it's just horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Oh, okay, I think I got all my notes there. Okay, hold on a minute here. I don't think there's any updates that has been. I think the Nancy thing was the newest thing that I had seen on this. That was a year ago. Okay. Nope. There's nothing. There's like 3 little episodes on this. One news broadcast, just one, and that was through WSAZ Channel 3, and I showed you that. Other than that, it's been private creators doing stuff like this, and Nancy, of course. And there's only one other creator. I think that podcast I showed you. I know there's two more, but still, this is unreal to me. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely reach out, and then thank you for that, by the way. Let me try something here. If it'll work. Maybe. Here we go. Okay. I'd like to know the friends' names. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Oh, that's not mine. Okay. That's not mine. No problem. All right, on we go. So, missing West Virginia. Wow. Wow. This poor kid has put his whole life on the line to find his sister.
Oh, absolutely. That's all his page really is flyers for his sister.
Nothing but, yes. Nothing but this poor kid. Like you guys heard him say, he's crawling down into wells. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, and again, like Arctic said, it's not his job. The people that are supposed to be doing this basically told the family to get lost. They don't care. I just don't get it. I mean, I do, but I'm not surprised. I just don't get it. One more time, guys, to give you a good look at different looks she might have. Okay, there's her case number there. So under the circumstances and identifiers, it says Brittany placed a phone call to a friend using someone else's phone. She called via messenger. We heard that. And I indicated that she would be arriving at her friend's house would be arriving to her friend's home soon. She never arrived. She was last seen near Jenny's Creek Road in Kermit, West Virginia. Brittany had several tattoos, including the word Sparky on her neck. Okay, that's all stuff that we've seen. And the clothing so if you do have any type of information, as much as I hate to do this, contact the West Virginia State Police at 304-235-6000. And of course, you can contact the We Help the Missing tip line at 866-660-4025. And again, if you guys want to grab this or anything and use this poster to share it out, please do. You're more than welcome to. Which is why I threw this up here again, so that you guys can see it and have that if you want to do that. Just 3 different pictures of her and maybe different faces. I'm just saying. That's why I was throwing that out there. She does look like 3 different people there. Well, at least 2. 2 on the ends look kind of like the same. The one in the middle is a little bit different, in my opinion. So, very, very beautiful girl. She has 3 amazingly beautiful children that need their mom, and they're going through it right now, guys. And like I said, I think the brother put out there what a lot of our feelings probably are, is that we probably all can agree that she's very possibly maybe not with us anymore. She needs to be brought home. She needs closure. The kids need to know, their mom is no longer around for sure, and they need to be able to get that closure and start healing from the situation if that's the case. This is just horrible. Critical Minds, again, good to see you today. So there is that.
I posted a flyer of Brittany up on my community page, and it actually has additional numbers that you can call if you know any information. It's the family's numbers. I just don't want to put them out on a live stream, but they are on that flyer. So
awesome. And like I said, you guys, I'm gonna try to reach out to Kevin and or Sharon, or both, maybe if I can get them both together. Or separate, I don't mind. I'm gonna try to get them in here, pull a show on that, bring them up, get some other questions answered, get some more awareness put out, and give them another platform to spread the word on this. Of course, when it happens, I'm gonna be bringing Arctic on with us and see what we can get out of that situation. If I can do it, just cross your fingers that they're interested. I can't see how they wouldn't be at this point. You know what I mean? Any resources that are out there to help are going to help. Nothing at this point. You can't lose at this point because nobody's helped in any way other than Nancy and a couple other things. And I'm greatly appreciative of that. So what a mess. What a mess. These stories kill me sometimes, you guys.
Insane. I mean, and I was live earlier today. You would not believe the number of cold cases that I covered out of Missouri earlier when I was doing my live. I mean, I must have covered 15 cold cases out of Missouri.
I believe you. I believe you. I know. The whole state, you guys, it's scary. If you anybody that lives in the state of Missouri, I'm afraid for you, is all I'm saying. Um, were they stuff that we had already looked into before Arctic, or is it some new stuff?
Oh, well, these are all cases that were new to me. Well, with the exception of a couple of them, I'd covered David Bowers before, and there were a couple of others that I'd covered, but most of them were fairly new to me. They're all posted up. Their flyers are all posted on my community page.
Yeah, so I'm looking right now, guys. If you have not yet gone over to Arctic's, please do. Go check out what he's done, and does every day. Just great stuff, guys. This man does so much hard work. There's so many videos in here, so many videos, full videos, shorts, any type of video, just everything. So go check it out, guys. Hit the like button if you have not. Again, there's the link right there. Thank you, SRB. You guys will not be disappointed. This guy puts a lot of work in, no lie. He really does. So I'm looking now. You covered Brady Brewer, Eliza. Oh wow, yeah. I see what you're seeing now over here. Wow. Heather Oreno. Yes, I got some of these up too. Wow. See? Look, guys, this will blow your mind. These are just Arctic's shorts, you guys, okay? Watch this. Tell me. And there's more after this. I'll tell you right now. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going and going. This is what he does. This is where he spends his time amongst everything else in his life. And it's amazing. And again, I need to thank you for everything you do. It's great. It's absolutely great. So thank you, Arctic. I could go on for hours, you guys. It's just nonstop. So
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, you put in the work too. You make me blush every time I come up on your damn panels. So.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. I hate to do that to anybody, but I got to give credit where credit's due. You put in so much work with this, and you do such an amazing job, and I am beyond grateful to you. I'm grateful to know you. I'm honored to be able to work with you, and I think you just do amazing stuff. And I don't mean to make you blush again. I'm just telling you, you do the thing, brother. And I do it too, guys. But I know it anywhere near put as much work in as he does. I'm just telling you right now.
And Doodlebug is giving me a run for my money. You go look at her shorts. Look how many she's put up here lately.
Doodlebug's been doing it. Miss Sherry Wisdom Speaks has been doing it. There's a lot of creators. Mom, of course, Mind of Monsters. She's in here doing this every other day too. Every day. Guys, it's happening. It really is. Of course, Miss Duchess, she's out there doing it too. There's quite a few creators that are really putting the love, the heart, the soul, and the time into doing what we're doing. I do a lot of research work on the cases like I just did and look into what's going on, why, the longer scenarios, but it doesn't matter. That's where I get into it. That's why I only put out a lot fewer than what they do. Arctic does an amazing job at combining these things and just rolling them out one after another, just like Doodle does. And it's absolutely amazing. So there's Mom's channel right there again. And Mom and Arctic have worked together for a long time too, just so you guys know. And I've been doing the same.
Of course, I do a lot of work with Dutchie. Now, she hasn't been real active because she's got a lot going on right now, but she puts in the work. And if you ever need a missing persons flyer, you can get a hold of either Mom or Dutchie. They are awesome at doing flyers. So
they'll get it to you right away. Absolutely. Very quick too. So does anybody have any questions or any comments in regards to this case, you guys? I mean, I tried to put out as much of as I could. Like I said, there isn't much more. I looked and looked and looked for like a week before I even brought this to you guys, and I still couldn't find anything new. I was really ecstatic to see that Nancy did this because it was an update. but that's it. So again, I'm going to reach out to Kevin and or Sharon or both and see what I can do to help this family make some noise about this and to get some kind of a closure to bring Brittany home, guys. I'm so brokenhearted that these children, when I heard that story that Kevin told about these children walking into a store and saying, "There's mommy," and then asking where she is. How do you answer that question? You can't.
Listening to the brother talk about his sister almost threw my redneck ass into tears.
Yep. Her Aunt Sharon, both of them were bringing tears to my eyes. I'm just be honest with you guys. Oh Jesus, Jenny, that's a hell of a. Hey Stevie, what's going on? How many people that have gone missing in the last 100 years? You'd think that we would be stumbling upon them more often. Just a good point, Jenny. It really is. Wow. I just only post what I had to say, but I wish I had more to say. It's okay. I'm happy with just spreading the word. Thank you. That's fine, chick. That's absolutely fine.
Well, more and more of these cases are starting to get solved for like the Jane Does and the John Does. They're using that genetic DNA and building family trees, and they use that to find someone that's related to that Jane or John Doe, and ultimately they identify. That's how the Golden State Killer was actually captured, was through that DNA. So
right, interesting stuff for sure. Absolutely, for sure. Let me see. We're at 251. Also, I was gonna look at something else here, show you guys earlier, and I completely slipped my mind. I did let you guys know Sebastian, his reward jumped up to 75,000. Dog dropped another 25 on top of the 50 the FBI dropped. I think that's amazing because it just gives more initiative for somebody to want to grab a hold of that and maybe come forward with some kind of information or something, anything would be nice right now. Okay. I'm trying to see if I have any more specific. I don't. Tomorrow we have a hearing on Sarah Boone. I should be here for that. I'm hoping. It should be interesting, to say the very least. I'll put it that way.
they just need to put her in a suitcase and save us all a lot of money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's gonna. It's a waste of taxpayers' money, in my opinion. Years this woman has stalled this case out she knows what's going to happen. That's why, in my opinion, she knows it's inevitable that she's going to prison. I wish they were holding the death penalty on this one for what she did, but I don't even know. Just saying. So tune in tomorrow for that. Hopefully we'll have that coverage for you. I don't see any other updates other than what I've given you guys, so I'm gonna have to say that'll do it for that part of the show for today. Anybody, do you have anything you want to throw out there that extra to add to anything at all, Arctic, or anything you put out already, other than me sending you guys over there to check out his stuff? Please do. Other than that,
make sure you've smashed that like button, that you've shared this out to all your social media, because me and Dago and all the other wonderful creators in here, we can talk in front of our screens all day long. We can have lives all day long, but at the end of the day, unless y'all are sharing it out, no one's seeing it.
No, you can watch it as much as you want to watch it. You can go back and watch it again and again and again. Nobody else is going to see it until you make them see it. So thank you for that. Please do share it out. It means the world, guys. It helps in so many different ways. And tell the people that you're sharing it to, have them share it as well. The further reach we get this out to, the better it is for everybody. So I think that's going to probably do it for tonight. Once again, Arctic, thank you as always, brother. It's always an honor to have you here, and it's always very much appreciated, everything you do. Thank you again for that.
Always an honor to be here, and I hope everyone in the chat, as well as you, Dago, has had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Be safe and take care.
You too, brother. You too. I will talk to you very soon. Thank you, Chickbait. I can't speak. Chickbait. Thank you. And everybody in the chat, guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of your night. I want to tell you all, I do deeply, deeply appreciate the support you give this channel, just from being here and saying hi every time you come in here, for sharing it out to the other channels and through your social media accounts. That means everything to me as well, guys. One thing I want to tell you all to remember, to never forget to be true to yourselves always. Please, please, guys, please don't forget to love yourselves, love each other, and at the very most and foremost, don't ever change anything about yourselves. You guys are absolutely amazing, and you are why I'm here and why I do what I do. God bless everyone. Much love to you all, and good night. Bye-bye.
Down the shadows, bringing wrongs to right. Digging deep in the data, facts sharp as a knife. With every single story, he's fighting for a life. A voice for the voiceless. He won't stay quiet. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. The shadows he rises, streaming loud and clear. Cracking cases, open hearts filled with fear. These channels are beacon in a world gone wrong. He guides us through the chaos, a soldier so strong. The clicks and the lights, they follow his lead. With every new case, he plants a new seed. Sharing their stories, giving hope where it fades. Daniel's a warrior through the trials he waits. In a world of silence, he shouts out their names. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. From the shadows he rises, streaming loud and clear. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. From the shadows and lawless, he won't let us fall. Bringing the truth out, answering the call. For every soul forgotten, he's here to stand tall. Daniel the genuine, will always give it his all. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With everything